Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally.
Did you know women represent just 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs and less than 15% of corporate executives at top companies worldwide? Have you wondered what the secrets are to getting into the top ranks, whether in the private or public sector? Do you want to figure out how to stop being held back in your career or passed over for promotion? Then you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. I have decades of experience in the military, the federal government, and corporate America, and my mission is to help women succeed and tap into their full potential. I want to reach 1 million+ women around the world to become the leaders they are meant to be. So if you want to move into a management or executive level position, or maybe you are a female veteran transitioning out of the military into business entrepreneurship, then reach out to the Executive Women's Success Institute at 301-693-3284. Let us get you on the fast track to success.
So what we have to do is when we get in a spot, we need to create some spots for us. That's the main thing. We need to be able to be in a position where we're able to create those spots for us. For me, being an entrepreneur, I'm not just going to get a business and then leave you sitting high and dry. If you ask me some questions about entrepreneurship, I'm going to give you as much as I received. I've seen people who made it, and then when you ask them, it's like, okay, now you have to pay me for the information, the same information I got for free. We probably in totally different cities. There's no way that we're going to bump heads or anything. We're not competing. Bring me up with you. And so I just think that whatever education that I have, then I need to be able to give that to my own as well. So create the spots. You can create the spots when you get there.
Did you know that approximately 333.34 million businesses exist today, according to a report from 2021? And you may be one of those businesses, or maybe you're not in the business market yet, but you're aspiring to be a business owner. Well, guess what? You're in the right place at the right time. Because let's face it, everything is about timing and opportunity. Hi, my name is Dr. Lotus Richey, and I'm the CEO and founder of the Lotus Richey Coaching and Consulting LLC, along with the Lotus Richey Ignite Show. 15 minutes of success with Dr. Lotus Richey, as well as books to boom your business and bring who you are. And today, I want to bring this amazing message to you about the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. See, the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics is designed to help people just like you, that's right, that look like me, to take their business to the next level. Not just in your front yard or your backyard, but globally. The Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics is designed not to just help you survive, but to help you thrive. So join us today as we come together with businesses all around the world to support our students, our children, our young teens, our young entrepreneurs. What we do is we come together to help raise funds for students who are aspiring to be business entrepreneurs, who are aspiring and who are thriving in college. We endow them with a wonderful opportunity to gain scholarship of either a laptop or several thousands of dollars. And we invite you to help be a contributor to this amazing opportunity to help someone that looks just like you. So join us today at our website and let us connect with you and help you ignite and take flight in every area of your life on the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. I'll see you. Prepare for what's coming and dominate in economic winter. Stand strong and thrive by showcasing your great products and services globally through the Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics. The Black Business Network has showcased over 2,000 companies with over $7 billion in sales each year. Over 10 million attendees have viewed the rebroadcast each month. Through the Black Business Olympics, unique styles of business training and mentoring are turning students into business owners and entrepreneurial warriors who will dominate in any economy. Gain the ultimate advantage of the Black Business Olympics, 7 days of unbelievable topics and speakers speaking around the globe. Donate your time and experience to provide expertise and scholarships to students worldwide and change the world. Now, more than ever, new insights, tools, strategies, and capabilities are needed. This is your chance for a major presentation to the world. Fill out the form and join the more than 2,000 speakers who have presented to over 200 countries. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into the Metaverse, STEM City, Black Multiverse Enterprises, Hulu, Amazon, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pod TV, IBM TV, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Sign up today. Spaces are limited, and we will see you there.
Good morning, business owners. Thank you so much for streaming. Thank you so much to the business owners, the entrepreneurs, the thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Coach Kimberly Williams, and I am your business moderator for this morning on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, Black owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Texas, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Now, our first speaker is none other than Vicki Lee Parker High. She is from North Carolina. She currently serves as the executive director of the North Carolina Business Council, a statewide nonprofit business association with a mission to connect, empower, and influence business leaders to build a vibrant economy that protects our natural resources, sustains local communities, and benefits all of North Carolina. She currently serves on the board of the directors for North Carolinians for redistricting reform and the advisory council of the Croton Institute. Vicki has a master's of business administration from Meredith College in Raleigh and a bachelor's degree in journalism from the American University in Washington, D.C. And I present to you none other than Ms. Vicki Lee Parker High. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's a pleasure to have you on the show with us. So as Vicky comes back with us and she unmutes her mic, then we'll be able to hear from Ms. Vicky Lee Parker. Hi. So thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for that. My apologies. I was talking and did not realize that it was muted. But I'm so happy to be here, Kimberly. Thank you so much for that warm introduction.
You're very welcome. I'm excited to hear your expertise. And I want you to keep in mind that genius is common.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is up and at 'em and having a wonderful morning. It's a pleasure to be back with my Black Business Expo family, and hoping that this whole experience this week is going to be enlightening and you're going to learn a lot. And I know you all will. And so I'm happy and I'm excited to kick it off this morning to talk to you all about what it is to market your business and market your sustainability within your business. And I know I just said a mouthful, but we're going to talk about what it is to be a real sustainable business and how that can benefit your company in terms of how you market and promote the things that you do. And being sustainable, what do I mean? Basically, just what our mission. Our mission is these are companies that are doing good while making money. These are companies that care about their communities. They care about their customers. They care about the environment. And so we're going to talk about how do you take all of that and make that part of your official, your formal marketing plan, your formal business strategy, so that it helps propel your business and help make it more resilient. So again, I'm Vicky Lee Parker. Hi, I serve as the executive director for the North Carolina Business Council. I'm based here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And basically, our mission is to really help businesses do well. We like to build an economy that's an equitable economy. So we act like a regular chamber. We do a lot of advocacy. We bring the business voice to issues that they care about regarding the environment, but always making the business case and why these policies are important. We like to connect businesses that think alike in terms of businesses that want to also be part of their communities, want to do good in their communities, also want to have a social platform with their business. And we can talk about how you can do that and still be productive and still make money. The two do not have to be mutually exclusive. You can bring those two together. And in fact, what we've learned and what data has shown is that when you do consider the environment, you consider your people, and you consider your business strategy, and you bring them all together to what we call the triple bottom line. We've seen that over time, businesses that take these practices and incorporate them actually outperform traditional businesses over time. And so we're going to jump in. We're going to start talking a little bit about what it is to be, again, let's talk about what it is to say sustainability. I mean, you hear these terms, a lot. You hear things like, socially responsible corporations, mission-driven businesses, purpose-driven businesses. There are B Corps. If you're not familiar with that term, that might be something you want to look up. I won't delve into that too much this morning, but you have what's called benefit corporations, and then you have B Corps, which are certified B Corps, and then benefit corporations. There are several states, I think over 30 states, where you can actually incorporate as a benefit corporation, which it basically, in essence, allows you to become a business that's not just beholden to your shareholders, but it allows you to incorporate with a mission-driven purpose as well, so that you're beholden to that mission as well as to your shareholders. So all of those terms really fit. They, so we hear them loosely, but they all kind of describe these companies that really see themselves as more than just here to make money. And they understand that, in doing so, they can have a greater impact and on their customers, have greater impact in the communities where their business is located. So let's look at what's called, I guess, the triple bottom line. And some people have heard that term. Others is they get it. And then for some, like it was for me a few years ago, it was a very new term. But basically what you're doing, instead of just measuring your income, your revenue, you're also measuring your impact on the environment. You're looking at, how are you reducing waste? And that could be something as simple as making certain that you recycle all the paper in your office, to as broad as, what, looking at and measuring your overall carbon footprint for your business, and then looking at ways to reduce that. And there are a lot of ways you can do it. I mean, even for example, of having employees work from home, that is an example of reducing the carbon footprint because you're not having them drive and travel and use, fossil fuels and all those things. So every little thing adds up. And what you want to do, and what I'm hoping to guide you through this morning, is that you understand that doing these things is good. It's great for the environment. It's great for your business because it can help you save over time. But also putting it and finding a way to market your brand yourself as a sustainable business is also a very good business strategy because that helps that third bottom line, which is your revenue. The second bottom line is you're looking at, your people. How do you impact your people? Are you building a diverse workforce? Is that something you're really committed to and you're doing it? Well, then that's something you want to promote and you want to highlight because today what we've learned is that customers value those things. They value it when you're really doing it. And so we are going to talk a little bit about what's called as greenwashing. And, so those are companies, that's not the category you want to fall into. You want to make certain that anything that you say you're doing, you're actually doing it. And there's plenty that you're doing. It's just a matter of thinking about how you're running your business and how you can remarket it to highlight the features that we are seeing that consumers really care more and more about. There's plenty of evidence and surveys now that show that consumers really want to do business with companies that really care and demonstrate that they care about their communities, that they care about how they're impacting the environment and how they're treating their employees. And, so we're going to try to delve into some of those this morning. I'm going to quickly talk about making that case for why you want to step back and look at your business from a sustainability perspective. And again, I talked about a little bit about this earlier. Employees, there's a study that shows that over 70% of people surveyed would more likely work for a company that has a strong green footprint. 70%. So let that just sink in. That's a huge number. 70% of people would rather work for a company that has a strong green footprint. In other words, a company that really cares about the impact they're having on the environment. And then it says that nearly half of those respondents were willing to accept a smaller salary to work for an environmentally, socially responsible company. Nearly half. And then over 10% of them said that they would actually accept a decreased salary between $5,000 and $10,000. And so, these are numbers that really can't be ignored. They can't be just swept away. These are very high numbers. And again, the survey found that over 3% of those surveyed said they would even be inclined to accept over a $10,000 decrease just to work with a company that cared about how they treated the environment. So this is real important to the people that you're marketing to, no matter what business you're in, even if you're a consultant or, you're an architect or an accountant, these things still matter to whoever your customers are. And even if you're an accountant and you work from out of your home office, it still is great to have on your website that you recycle, or you use recycled paper, that you use LED lighting, and that you have a home efficiency program. Those things resonate with potential customers when they see those things on your website. It certainly works for me because as more I become aware of how we're impacting our environment, how all of that impacts our climate, as I'm learning more of the evidence and the facts, I can appreciate more companies that are really taking a real honest effort to reduce again their carbon footprint, to make, to have, to reduce their business, at least aim to get to zero waste. So these things are really important, and what we want to stress upon you is that when you're working on your branding, working on your marketing, working on your social media platform, your website, that you want to strategically include these things. So hopefully we'll help you think about it. The other point I would point out in terms of making the case for why you want to, have a sustainable business, build a sustainable business platform, is that, if you're a company and you really want to do business with some of the bigger companies, you want to be part of their, procurement or supply chain, these bigger companies are really starting to look at the people they do business with and seeing if they have their shared values. So the more that you can demonstrate to them that you do care about these things, that you do believe in diversity, and that you have a diverse team, not just believe in it and saying it and have it a blurb on your website, but you actually have a diverse workforce and you're making an attempt. And diverse doesn't always mean black, white. It also can mean young people, older people, seniors. Diversity is just what it is. It's very diverse. So you got to think broad when you think about these terms. It's not just hiring people of color or a certain group, but it's looking at the broad spectrum, people who are, are challenged in some areas. So there's a lot of ways that you can diversify your workforce, and you can demonstrate that to companies as that you want to be part of their procurement team, that you want to provide services to. When you can, market that, explain that to them, have that highlighted and featured so that when they're researching you, they easily connect you to their values, is what you want. That's the sweet spot that you want to be in. So the point that I was making with that is that in another survey, over 93% of CEOs believe that sustainability is important to their companies and their future success. Again, I'll repeat it. 93% of the CEOs surveyed believe that sustainability was important to their companies and their future success. That's a large number. So again, you want to rethink your business. Again, even if you're a consultant, whatever, it doesn't matter your industry. You want to think about what other people, what's on their minds and what they care about. And you want to marry the two with your marketing. This is important because these are the things that people are now looking for, and they're looking for evidence of it when they are researching your business. Again, same as myself. My daughter, they're younger, they're teenagers. They love to work with companies that they know that when they buy their product, that they're either sourcing local vendors, that they're getting these products from people that are in their community, or that they're giving a portion of the funds that they're paying back to a cause that they believe in or that they care about. These are things that they're starting to expect and they're looking for. In businesses where they don't see it, they tend to keep going and they walk past them. They're really gravitating to companies that are demonstrating and are doing things that benefit their employees or benefit the communities that they serve in, or benefiting the environment. And again, I keep stressing, you have to actually be doing it. Saying you're doing it, saying you care about it, people are smarter than that now. They are going to be looking for real hard evidence that this is something you believe in, is something you're doing. If it's not, and you want to work on one bottom line, then by all means, there's plenty of traditional businesses out there. But we really encourage all businesses at the North Carolina Business Council. It is our vision that every single business understands that overall, if we have all businesses thinking like this would elevate us as communities. It would elevate us as consumers. It will elevate us as businesses to making certain that we're taking care of our greatest assets, our people, our planet, and and our future. These things are very important for us. And as I've been mentioning, it's profitable to be a quote sustainable or socially driven business or mission driven business. Let me see if I can find this quick number here. But overall, there was they tracked businesses between, I think it was 2006 2010, and the top 100 sustainable global companies. And they saw that over that time period, when they went back and measured, that these quote sustainable businesses all outperformed your quote traditional businesses that focused on just making money over time. Um, and we saw, their market capitalization grow exponentially compared to some of the traditional businesses. So we've seen over time, it, evidence have shown that over time, businesses that really incorporate these things outperform your traditional businesses. And it's easy to imagine that that would be the case, because they are, in doing this, you're saving money. When for example, even just something as simple as switching all your lighting to LED lighting in your home or in your business, it saves so much money over time. So, companies, if you have your own building and you're getting solar, and, these are things, they are an investment up front. And we want to be clear that this is an investment on the front end to do some of these things. It's an investment on the front end to take the extra time to build a diverse workforce, as opposed to just hiring people that's right in your network. It takes time to kind of go outside your typical network to look for and find creative ways to attract diverse employees to you. Sometimes it's easier to try to, like, again, take the shortcut and just call who you know, but then you're not likely to get the diversity that you really want. But if you take the time to do it, and you build that diverse team, and you bring in all those diverse ideas, all that diverse innovation, it builds and it helps make your business resilient, because you got fresh ideas coming in. You got fresh skills, different skill sets coming in. People who have different experiences can bring you new information that you had not thought about. They can bring you new ideas that no one in your immediate network has come up with, because they're all kind of seeing the same things. But when you bring people in from diverse areas with diverse experience, you're going to get more innovation. You're going to get more understanding about your market, your target market. You're going to get more understanding about different consumers and what their needs are. And then you're going to find out, wow, I can serve that group of individuals. I recall when a gentleman approached the North Carolina Business Council, and he had a strong following with a community. It was an immigrant community, and it was something that we hadn't thought about, a group of businesses that we had not considered or even felt we could market to, because there were language issues and all these things. And so we really hadn't explored that. But when we had someone from that community come in, and they had this network already set, and they knew how to market to them, they could help us understand what their needs were, and help us come up with a brochure that catered to their needs. That opened up a whole new market, a whole new hundreds of businesses that we were able to get exposure to, that we would not have otherwise. So these principles in understanding, it takes a little effort up front, but diversifying, sustaining your business over the long haul, it really builds a benefit for you. Now, I've mentioned throughout, and I'm probably going to continue to stress on the idea that you really do want to avoid this notion of greenwashing. We, particularly in the last couple of years, consumers have gotten smarter. People have gotten smarter. A lot of businesses would put up nice messaging on their websites and, say we care about, people, we care about Black lives, we care about different things, and, we care about diversity. And then when you really looked at their website or you looked at their team, those values were not reflected in the people that they were hiring, or some of their practices within their business. So when you do that and you put yourself and you promote yourself as being one way and you're not, that it is very hard to recover from that. Once consumers feel that you can't be trusted on that level, it is very hard to gain that back, and it really can hurt your brand. So what I always encourage businesses is that, until you can get there and really start to demonstrate it, you may want to hold back on marketing that. You don't want to, say, okay, I'm really about, diversity. I really want to build this, I care about all people, but yet your team does not reflect diversity. So you really want to wait until you actually can demonstrate it and show it. Or again, if you say, I care about the environment, you don't want to do that and most of your material is, and you're not really incorporating recyclable material, or you haven't made that effort to do some of the things that would take you to, aiming towards a zero waste effort, and be able to show that and demonstrate that. So you don't want to, use vague buzzwords and, popular buzzwords just to get people in the door. I think we went through that whole phase where everybody put organic on their, their brand, and this is organic and this is natural. And then, eventually stories came out and you could look at the ingredients and see this was not organic, and, these weren't natural. These were basically, in some cases, the same ingredients that they had before. They just put the word organic on their labels. And so people became aware, and consumers became smarter about that. And they became very distrustful when they would see those labels, because there was so much whitewashing or greenwashing going on behind them. So again, you want to be careful, particularly if you're a small business, that you don't want to use buzzwords just to attract people. You really want to be able to back it up. You want people to come back to you, and they will. And that's how you build that loyalty, when you can really show, I really care about this, and this is something we really do. And again, it could be something as simple as sponsoring a 10K, run, and being consistent with that, or a 5K run with, your local school. There are a lot of parents that attend those things, and they see your brand, they see your company name out there supporting, healthy living, a healthy lifestyle. You're supporting the school and education. You're supporting young people. You're supporting your community. You're just checking off so many boxes by doing something as simple as sponsoring, a 5-mile run at your local school, and or any school. You don't even have to have a kid there. You can just go and be a business and support these fundraising events. You're building up a name and a brand, and you're demonstrating it to the people in the community that you care about it. So I'm going to go and shift gears for a minute and we talked a little bit about some of the advantages. And, we've seen big examples recently of some of the bigger corporations doing things that are really demonstrate their commitment, like McDonald's. I'm sure you've noticed they've switched their straws, and some of places where they've gotten rid of the plastic straws, and they've now switched to more paper straws. And even they admit that it's not quite recyclable, but I guess the idea is that they're not using the plastic. But so it's an effort to show and demonstrate in some demonstrative way that they care about the environment. Of course, one good example I think a lot of people are familiar with is Patagonia and their clothing. And this is an example of a company that has married not only strong environmental practices and building a good product, but also marrying the idea that businesses can have a voice, on issues that marry and match their values, and they've demonstrated they can have that voice and still be successful. And that's something I like to really stress upon smaller businesses too, because we see a lot of things going on in our world. We look at things regarding our democracy, and that's under attack. I think is quite on evident that democracy is something you have to fight for and maintain at all costs, at all times. It's nothing we can just sit back and say and take for granted. And businesses and business voice can play a role in that. And what we do at the North Carolina Business Council is help businesses understand how to do that and do business at the same time, because the two can be married together. And so we have these examples that we can look to. And again, this is all in the realm of sustainability, because you're demonstrating to customers that you care about issues they care about, and you have a position to help affect change, and they welcome that. And so we've seen companies like Patagonia, and we've seen the company, and of course, now the restaurant is escaping me. Chick-fil-A, of course, is what I'm thinking, which has been a little different. And I know they have the controversy. However, my point with that is, every time you go to a Chick-fil-A, the line is all the way around the building. It's wrapped around the building. My point is that there is still a way that you can still have your voice heard, contribute to our policies and our political landscape in a positive way, whatever that is for you, and you still can do business successfully. And so even if, as a small business, there are ways that you can, speak on issues, speak on policies that can help make your community better. And share that, even if it's to just share that you engage and encourage customers to engage, because this is our country, it's our democracy, and it's our voice that needs to be heard and represented. And there's a way to marry those two and also do business well. So I encourage businesses who want to speak out on issues, who want to be engaged, that you can do that, and there's a way to do it and not have it negatively impact your business. So there have been cases that we can look to where that has been done and been done successfully. I'm looking here, and I can't share it with you, but I'm looking at an ad that Patagonia did, and it's a huge ad, and it's like says, "Don't buy this jacket." No. that's an eye catcher right there. It's going to really get you, who advertises "don't buy what I'm selling." It's just, it can't help but draw you in. And then when you're drawn in, you see the sign, and it's saying that, this is how you, win people. You build the best, you build the best product. You cause no harm, no unnecessary harm to the environment. And it says, and you use business to inspire and implement solutions to the environment. And so this is their huge poster. It's like their jacket, and it's like, "Don't buy me." But then there's this powerful message. It's like, in other words, really what they want to get you to do as a consumer is really think about the products you are buying. You just don't go and buy something just for the sake of it. Oh, it's pretty, it's this and that. But really think about, how is it made? Where are the materials coming from? How all these things come together? What's behind it? And can you, as a consumer, influence and make that a better process for their workers, for the environment, for their community? But just to really think about, when you buy something, what are you really paying for? What are you supporting when you buy certain products? And is it important to you to at least buy from businesses that are tempting? And I have to really say, because a lot of people get cynical, and it's like, "Oh, well, they have issues, and they're not, treating, doing everything 100% clean." And that can be said for any of these companies. So I'm not employing at all that any of these companies have it 100% right. I think the thing we have to really be realistic about is because of the systems and the way things are set up, you can never probably ever get to that 100% purity that we all aspire to. But it's important to see that the companies are on that path, that they have taken, that they have incorporated, and they're actually doing things to try to get them to that ideal space. But we have to be realistic in our expectations as well, and even with ourselves and with other companies, because there's just it's very difficult to get to the purity of organic, or the purity of 100% sustainability. But you really do want to see that the effort is there, that there's real evidence and results and outcomes of these of this mission. If they're saying that this is what they're about, there should be some evidence. It's never going to be perfect. So we have to be realistic about that. But again, I love that in this case, with Patagonia, that they market it. And you can do the same thing. Again, understanding it's not going to be perfect, but you're striving to get there. So if if you're a gym, and you have a small gym, and you own your gym, and you really are doing, you have I don't know, a goal competition, for people who come in and set their goals, whatever they may be. It might be to gain muscle or lose weight, or to, run a 10K or run a 5K. And you kind of chart that, so everyone can see what, this customer's goal is this by this date, and here's where they are, and celebrate them. You can make that part of your marketing. You can tell them that we help inspire you to reach your goals by, creating this atmosphere where everybody is rooting for you. You're not alone. We come in here, and this is a family gym where we're all rooting for each other to achieve our individual goals. And I do know of a business that does that sort of thing. So that's why I can talk about that. And she, is building her clientele by doing things that really give the sense of community. She's not just saying, "Oh, I care about my community, come on in and come to the gym." She's showing how she cares about it. She's giving, real every day. She's demonstrating how she cares about the community, how much she cares that you as her customer actually achieve your goal. She's not there just to collect memberships and how many annual gym memberships did I get this year. She's also looking at how many people did we help meet their goals, to actually achieve the goals that they set out to achieve. And she's looking at, how many people, did that, how many people did they try to help, and how many people did they actually help reach those marks. So those are different measures you can look at. And, then you can go back and review your measurements. I helped 20 people enrolled in this program, but only 5 of them actually hit their goal. How can I help those next time, the other 15 hit their goal? Because when they hit their goal, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go tell their friend, "My God, I went to this gym. I joined this local gym, and I had this goal. I wanted to be in my wedding dress by a certain date." And they all rallied around me, and they helped me get my goal. This place is just so great, or I really, really wanted to run that 5K. I didn't know I could do it. And I went to this gym, and they just really everybody supported me and pushed me on, and I did it. They're going to tell people about your business. They're going to tell this story over and over and over again, because they're proud of their accomplishment. And then, and they're proud that they selected a business, an establishment that really did care about their community and really did help them achieve something that was very important. So you want to look at, when you're thinking of that intersection of business goals, marketing, and consumers, that happy spot is, what are you good at We've all done the SWOT analysis with our businesses. You want to look at, what are your strengths? And then you want to look at what does the community want and need? What are their real desires beyond just going to a gym? We're just going to stick with that example. And how to connect and look at that intersection where your strengths meet their desires. That's your sweet spot.
So thank you for you coming and sharing your expertise with us today. I've enjoyed the conversation that I've heard about sustainability in our businesses.
Oh, I love the way you said that. I like that phrase. I like that.
You can have it.
Thank you. I'm going to take it.
So, again, thank you again. And Genius is coming. I will see you on the other side.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone.
Thank you. So the Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. So this expo is a fundraiser for students, and you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or use the Cash App that's on the screen below, and it says the $BBX USA. And our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at theblackbusinessexpo.com. So every dollar counts. So we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We want to thank our Black Business Expo sponsors for this month, March of 2023. So we have North Carolina 100. We have Moody Capital Partners, the Suede Soul, Lotus Richey Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, Barbara H. Smith. We also have none other than the Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Mullane Shawnee Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Super Women Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, the Black Business Expo USA. Now, Genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
See, being in business, regardless if you're a minority business or any type of business, is about connecting. It's about hearing new information that can drive you forth. It's more about coming together with people with like minds in order to make your business grow.
You don't wake up wanting to be mediocre and just do just enough. You want to excel. You want to be a master in your craft. You want to take it to the next level. So it's not going to happen by accident. So you have to be mindful and think of what can I do today to help take me to the next level.
The truth is, your life will only change when you get new information. Your life will only change when you move forward with another level of thinking. This expo is about new information and moving your life to another level.
Did you know women represent just 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs and less than 15% of corporate executives at top companies worldwide? Have you wondered what the secrets are to getting into the top ranks, whether in the private or public sector? Do you want to figure out how to stop being held back in your career or passed over for promotion? Then you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. I have decades of experience in the military, the federal government, and corporate America, and my mission is to help women succeed and tap into their full potential. I want to reach 1 million plus women around the world to become the leaders they are meant to be. So if you want to move into a management or executive level position, or maybe you are a female veteran transitioning out of the military into business entrepreneurship, then reach out to the Executive Women's Success Institute at 301-693-3284. Let us get you on the fast track to success.
Did you know Black women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs? However, only 3% of Black women have established a sustainable, thriving business that has lasted more than 5 years. Why is there such a huge gap between creating and sustaining a business? Common obstacles like money and resources. But on a deeper level, self-doubt, lack of support, undervaluing self, stress and overwhelm, relationship challenges, health challenges, work-life imbalance, and unsure of purpose and passion. Meet Milani Shani Global. Our mission is to provide life, love, and business coaching for women who are leading the way and want to improve mental and emotional health and well-being by managing stress, anxiety, creating work-life balance, increasing confidence, revealing purpose, and putting themselves first so they can use their authentic gifts and make an impact in their community. When you enroll in our coaching systems and programs, you will discover how to activate your passion and personal fulfillment, unleash and align your natural gifts and talents with winning strategies, master your mindset and release stress and overwhelm, procrastination, and self-doubt. You are not alone. Our professional certified team of coaches use unique and one-of-a-kind advanced coaching tools to ensure that you excel in the areas of mental and emotional well-being, leading with confidence, relational wealth, and stress management. Put yourself first today and take your next step towards well-being and igniting your authentic success. Milani Shani Global, a company by women for women for over 35 years. Visit us at www.msglobal1.com or call 704-313-9132 and enroll in one of our programs to get started today.
This is Dr. Arnold T. Petsworth. Yes, that's his given name. No, don't look into it. He's the owner of Petsworth Vet World, a veterinary clinic in Hopton, Connecticut. His patients include dog, cat, turtle, cat, turtle, frog, hamster, fish,
Goldie,
dog, and this alpaca. Due to doctor-patient confidentiality, we can't tell you their names. Business at Vet World was steady, and then quarantine hit. Neighbors on every lane, drive, and even a few cul-de-sacs brought new four-legged friends into their homes. Bunnies. Bunnies.
you guys are so cute.
Bunnies.
You are so cute.
Bunnies.
You're so cute.
Bunnies everywhere. A lifelong lover of Laporte, Dr. Petsworth welcomed these new patients with open arms.
Hi, how you doing? How is she? Did you meet Jackie? Jackie, Barbara, Jackie? This is Betsy.
The only problem?
Okay.
There were more appointments than he could manage.
Yes, I'm gonna get to you. Give me a second. We're gonna get you in real soon. Don't worry, all right? And then...
That's when Dr. Petsworth turned to his American Express business card, which offers flexible spending limits that adapt with his business. He decided to hire a new assistant, Julio, who's actually more of a bird guy. But that's just between us. And with the power to make big purchases in his hands, he used his card to furnish a new exam room with extra tail space. Together, Dr. Petsworth, Julio, and American Express Business made sure all the pets of Hopton got the love and care they deserved.
All right, Julio, man, that was great, man.
And everyone was happy. Especially these guys. Get the card built for business by American Express.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world.
And good morning, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Coach Kimberly Williams, the founder of the Perspective 360. So I am your business moderator for this morning on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, Black business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Now, our second speaker is Tony Harris Taylor. So I want to tell you a little bit about Miss Tony Harris Taylor. She teaches her clients to get drastic results through networking. As a 2-time widow and a 10-day coma survivor, Tony knows what it means to be drastic. Tony is an international speaker, marketing and sales coach, and drastic results coaching. She is also an 8-time author and a TV show host. Tony is an award-winning multi-unit franchise owner and community builder with Network in Action Global Partners. Tony was also named 2022 Power Networker of the Year from Dr. C.F. Frazier. So I want to introduce to you none other than Miss Tony H. Miss Tony H. Harris. Thank you so much for joining us. Tony Harris Taylor. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Coach Kimberly. I am excited to be here early on a Tuesday morning. So thank you for having me.
I am excited to hear all about your genius. I want to tell you that genius is common, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.
Thank you so much. All right. So thank you, Dr. Kelly, for graciously inviting me to share for a few minutes what I know about my zone of genius, and that is networking. And so, as you heard in the introduction, I am the founder of Drastic Results Marketing and Sales Coaching, where I help entrepreneurs to get known, get connected, and get paid to make six figures and beyond. I'm also an award-winning franchise owner with Network in Action Global Partners, where we are helping people around the globe to create connections, to help them to create more connections, collaborations, and get more clients through relationships. And as she mentioned in the bio, and I want to be clear, I received the 2022 Power Networker of the Year award by Dr. George C. Frazier, who we all know as the godfather of networking in Black America. And so it is my honor to be here. I'm actually going to present to you a presentation on how to monetize your networking beyond the business card. And the principles I'm going to teach you are the strategies to show up, be up, and follow up. And so I am super excited. These are the things that I teach my coaching clients and help them to get out of their head and into their heart about getting out into the world to serve the people they're meant to serve. Now, listen, let's talk a little bit about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is not easy. And so if you are an entrepreneur, there are certain qualities you have to possess in order to be successful as an entrepreneur. And it starts with passion. You have to be passionate about what you're doing and who you're doing it for, because when life gets hard and life gets in the way, it has to be your passion for making a change and making a difference that keeps you moving forward. We have to be persistent. We have to be consistent, and we have to be resilient. All of that plays into how we show up in the world, and then how we are using our gifts to make changes. We also have to get uncomfortable. Now, all of these words also play into your networking, because for a lot of you, some of you, networking is very uncomfortable. And sometimes it takes persistence to see results from your networking, and consistency as well. But bottom line is, we all have to be drastic. I love to say the word drastic. People say, Tony, where did that come from? How did you get the idea that drastic was going to be your brand? Well, when I thought about entrepreneurship, and I thought about what it took, even though most people never labeled it as drastic, that's exactly what it takes to become and stay an entrepreneur. We have to get out of our comfort zone. And I'm going to share with you several stories about being drastic, my personal stories, a couple of my clients' stories, to just help illustrate the point that you must be drastic in order to get in business and stay in business. All right, so we have a few choices when it comes to marketing our business. One is cold calling. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't like the idea of cold calling. Never have and never will. Some people it works for, but for me, yes, the throw up emoji is very appropriate. Knocking on doors, going door to door in business territory. Now, I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and I will only knock on doors for him. I am not knocking on doors for myself. And so most of you are not going to knock on doors. And I live in Houston, Texas. And when it's hot, we definitely don't want to knock on doors for our business. You got social media ads. Social media ads, they take money. It's trial and error. And as soon as you get it, they change the algorithm and you have to start all over so they can get more of your money. Then you have direct mail. And unless you're in a specific type of business, direct mail is probably not the way to go. Some businesses, such as trades, auto mechanics, neighborhood businesses, direct mail works. But for most of us, especially service-based entrepreneurs, it really takes networking and getting out there. Now, let me say this about networking. Networking is a lot like dating. And we're going to talk about some of the strategies that I teach to teach you how to build those key relationships. Now, if this was a two-way dialogue, I'd ask you now, what is your idea of networking? And I'd probably get answers like meeting new people so that I can sell my products to. I would probably get answers showing up and passing out business cards. Also, people think that networking is about just going and being in the room. But I'm going to tell you, networking is about building relationships, just like dating. And so some of the strategies I'm going to teach you are going to be uncomfortable, but I tell you that networking done right, that's the key, because just because we show up doesn't mean we're doing it right. Networking done right is the answer to so many business problems. So let me ask you a question. You want more customers? Of course we want more customers. I've grown my business globally through and got customers since the pandemic, basically sitting in this chair through virtual networking. Do you want more referrals? Do you want strategic alliances? Do you want to speak on more stages? Do you want to go international? This is a big one. Many of you want sponsorships. You know, I have done 7 events, getting ready to do my 8th event, and I've never spent a dime of my own money. It has all come from networking and the relationships that I have built and the trust that I have built. And heck, do you want to get married? Networking works for that as well. So my husband was a referral from someone that I met at an event. All the strategies that I teach led to the referral for my husband. So networking truly works. And if you want to make it work for you, listen to the things I'm going to share with you. So networking done right gives over and over and over again. Let me say that again. Networking done right is the one marketing strategy that gives over and over and over again. Remember some of those other strategies I talked about: cold calling, knocking on doors, direct mail. You may get one client from those things. But when you network and build relationships, one relationship can go viral and lead to next relationship, the next relationship, the next relationship, because you know how to build relationships. So networking is building relationships and supporting your community. Networking is the opportunity to collaborate and partner with people. And networking is not the time to sell. So if you are showing up to networking events and saying, buy my thing, you are not networking right. You come off as desperate. You come off as someone who is sleazy and slimy and salesy, and nobody wants that. Nobody shows up to a networking or event or a conference with their credit card in their hand ready to give it to you. So what I want you to understand, that networking is about building relationships so that you don't sell to the person in the room, but through the people in the room. Say it again. Networking is not to sell to the people in the room, it's to sell through the people in the room. How do I get on the other side of Mr. Eric Kelly and who he knows? It's by building relationship with Eric so he feels like he knows me, likes me, trusts me, and can open the door to his network. I want y'all to understand that clearly. If I happen to sell to Mr. Kelly because he needs what I sell, then great, that's a bonus. But the real strategy is to get through Mr. Kelly by showing up and building a connection with him so that he will want to open more doors for you. Here's the other thing. You need to be the door opener for other people, because the more you give with networking, the more you will receive. The book tells us that, right? So the scriptures say it's more happiness in giving than receiving. So networking is about what can I do for someone else? And understand this, you will be on the other side of somebody saying, what can I do for someone else? You become the someone else in somebody else's conversation. I hope y'all are hearing me here. Also, networking is not about harvesting when you first show up. Networking is seed planting. It is someone who is foolish that believes they will get fruit the day they plant the seed. And the fruit is the sale. The fruit is the bonus. But you're not going to get fruit the day you plant the seed. When you show up to an event and you make a connection, that's planting the seed. I'm going to talk about having strategic dates, one-to-ones. That is where the seed begins to sprout. Then I'm going to talk about using social media to stay connected. That's where the watering happens. Then I'm going to talk about how you foster the relationship or fertilize the relationship by inviting that connection to come to an event with you. By doing a 3-way lunch and introducing them to someone that's fertilizing. And then those connections begin to open doors for you, and that's when it bears fruit. It is a process, and most people go into networking thinking they're supposed to harvest the day they show up. It does not work that way. So you're in the right place if you've ever said to yourself, networking sucks. You're an entrepreneur, a sales professional, a small business owner, and you network, but nothing happens. You're in the right place if everyone says you should be networking, but you feel awkward and you don't know what to do. You're in the right place if you hate cold calling. Your social media posts don't get results and you don't have a budget for ads. You're in the right place if you sometimes feel lonely in your business and you wish you had community to lean on. And you're in the right place if you're networking willy-nilly without a plan. I've been watching Steve Harvey reruns, and Cedric, the entertainer, always say, you can't be doing that all willy-nilly. You can't be networking willy-nilly. You gotta have a strategy and a plan. and you're in the right place, and this is my pet peeve right here. If you show up, you pass out a bunch of business cards, nothing happens, and then you say networking doesn't work. So I have a story about this. In 2005, I actually was in financial services, and I had been promoted to an associate district manager. And I needed to recruit new financial advisors. Everybody said you need to be networking. Up until that point, I was actually a financial advisor, and my clients came from inside of employer groups. And so I would only network inside those groups. But they said you got to go out into the world and start networking to recruit financial advisors. So I would get cute, go to events, show up, and I'd show up with my business cards. I have a stack of cards on my desk right here. And I'd meet people and I'd say, you get a card, you get a card, you get a card, you get a card. Then I go back, I take their cards and I go back to my office feeling all accomplished because I passed out a bunch of cards, and I get in my office, sit at my desk and wait for the phone to ring. Phone didn't ring. Okay, I'm going to do this again. So I go to the next event, same thing. You get a card, you get a card, you get a card, you get a card. I take their cards too. I go back to my office. And I'd wait for the phone to ring. The phone never rang. But people kept saying, you gotta network. But I'm networking, but nothing is happening. So the next time I go out, I meet a marketing coach, similar to what I do today. But back then I was in financial services. She said, you're not networking right. What do you mean? I'm showing up. I look the part. I'm doing well. What do you mean I'm not networking right? She said, pay me $6,000. That was in 2005 for my 8-week course, and I will show you how to network. $6,000, 8 weeks? Girl, what are you talking about? But I knew it had to be a method to networking, and I knew I had to make that investment in myself. So I took the drastic step and withdrew $6,000 from my retirement plan and gave it to her. I tell you what, if she had a renewal fee every year, I would pay it, because what she taught me and me implementing it changed the trajectory of my life. What I'm going to teach you is a snippet of what she taught me. And at the end, if you want to talk to me more about how to improve your networking, I will tell you how to get in touch with me. So even though I know what to do and networking was working, in 2019, I became frustrated in my business. Not because I wasn't making money. I was making 6 figures. My clients were doing well, but I couldn't figure out how I was going to create a saleable, scalable business. And so I was getting frustrated. I was 52 at the time, and I was thinking, you know what? I'm just going to quit my business and go get a job and start a retirement plan, because I couldn't see my way out. I decided to, as I'm interviewing for jobs, I talked to a friend of mine who's a money mindset coach, and she asked me, Tony, what's your why? And I told her, and she said, you know what? You've already accomplished that. Perhaps you need a new why, one that will keep you wanting to stay in business. Now, let's keep in mind, I met this coach networking. I said, okay, I'm coachable. She said, go create a new why and come back and tell me what it is. So I really went and meditated on what is my purpose. And I thought about what our friend Zig Ziglar says. He says, you can have everything you want when you help enough people get what they want. See, I had already been a connector of people, making introductions for people, but not figuring out how I could get paid for it. So I went back to Carol and I said, Carol, my why is to touch, move, and inspire my clients to take drastic steps to be better than they were before they met me. I'm a resource. I'm a connector. I want to help people build deeper relationships that are beneficial to their life and business. She said, Tony, that's perfect. She said, what would you need to do to get paid to connect people? I think I would need to start my own networking group. She said, why don't you? I said, absolutely not. Oh, no. I've seen too many people run networking groups that don't make any money. I don't know what to charge. I don't have technology. I don't know how to run a meeting, and I don't want to start from scratch. She said, Tony, don't worry about the how. It will show up. Girl, please, I am not starting a networking group. 1 week later, a lady that I had met 3 months earlier at a women's retreat, where I went to this retreat in the midst of trying to figure out what I was going to do next. This lady followed up 3 months later. Note to self, it's never too late to follow up. She said, Tony, I hope you haven't forgotten about me. I'm Helen with Network in Action. I had forgotten about her. I still think you should be a Network in Action franchise owner. Franchise? I remember us talking about that. How much was that again? $40,000. Girl, I don't have $40,000 and I'm just waiting on a job offer right now. She said, don't take a job, just meet the franchisor. Listen, I'm a networker, so I don't turn down introductions. She made the connection, met Scott, the franchisor, instant connection, brother from another mother. And he said, everything I said I did not have, the franchise had in the system. All I had to do was plug and play and give him $40,000. I said, Mr. Scott, I don't have $40,000, but I love what you have. He said, Tony, what do you have? I thought I was going to insult him. I said, this much. He said, perfect. I'll take it. Let's do this. And today, I am proud to say that I am first ever Rookie of the Year. I am brand ambassador, just won his community service award, first to launch a virtual group, first to launch an international group. I now have 6 leaders creating that scalable business across the country and into Canada. 6 leaders building groups under my franchise. I want to make sure you heard what I said in the story. I showed up to a retreat 5 hours from my home at a time when I was ready to quit. The retreat had 12 people. Small rooms are valuable. Helen followed up, never too late to follow up. And then Scott built a connection with me. He liked me from the moment that we said go, and he made a concession for me. That is the power of a strong networker. And today, my mission is to help as many of you stay in business as a result of building relationships. I have a free gift for you. It's the Profitable Networking Guide to 6 Figures and Beyond. It is my guide to teach you some of the strategies that I'm talking about today and more, because I don't have time to go into everything. So if you want a copy of this, go to sixfigurenetworking.com, scan this QR code, and sign up. While you're there, go ahead and join my Facebook community. And if you're inclined to schedule a one-to-one with me, that'd be awesome. So my formula for networking success is show up, be up, follow up to blow up. Let's take one at a time. Show up. Show up to get known. Here's a few strategies to be prepared. Number 1, you've got to stop hiding and be seen. So, first of all, you got to be in the room where things are happening. Many times, and this happens all the time, people register for events and then talk themselves out of going. How do I know? I put on events, and a lot of times a third of the people won't show up. They'll sign up, but not show up. And so that's a form of hiding. You got to show up. Then when you show up, another form of hiding is this: being on your cell phone. And listen, my phone, it just got a magnet, right? And so you got to put the phone away, because when you're on your phone at an event, you appear to be busy and not attractive. People don't want to talk to you because you appear to be busy. Put the phone away until it's time to book an appointment, which we'll talk about shortly. So you got to stop hiding. You got to be in the room where things are happening. Then you got to be in the right rooms. A lot of times people don't like networking because you're in the wrong rooms. You got to know your target market. You got to know where the target market is. It's important that you connect with the host of the event, the center of influence. They know everybody in the room. So connecting with the center of influence can open the floodgates, because anybody who takes the time to host an event has a heart for your success, number one. They want you to grow. They know a ton of people, and you want to connect with those people and be of service to those people. I'm often shocked that, because I'm a center of influence, I run a networking, I run several networking meetings. I have events, and people will come to my events, come to my networking meetings, and never book an appointment with me. Your mission is get connected to the connectors so that you can sell through them, not necessarily to them. I thought about this when I was putting this together, and I thought about the basketball wives, right? The basketball wives and other athletes' wives, they know their target market. They know the men they want to be with. They don't show up in rooms where men are broke. They don't show up there. They are intentional. And they show up where either the people who know the basketball players are, or where the basketball players are. And they show up in a way that makes them attractive to their target market. Now, I'm not sure that's the best example, but I bet you can relate to that very easily. So show up where your target market is. Here's a few networking tips for you introverts. I hear it all the time, but Tony, I'm an introvert. What does that mean? Does that mean you want to stay broke? Does that mean you don't want to grow your business? Don't let introvert be an excuse. There are times that I go to events and I'm uncomfortable too. I know you won't believe that, but it's true. And I have to talk myself into flipping the switch and turning it on. So here's a few tips. Number one, don't try to meet everybody in the room. It's quality connections over quantity. Go to smaller events. Don't go to 1,000-person events. Go to events with 40 people in the room. Phone a friend. Ask somebody who is more of an extrovert to go with you, and network for them versus networking for yourself. And then focus on helping other people. So introverts, you can do this too. And it's a learned practice skill like anything else. But don't let your uncomfortableness, right? I heard this recently. Don't let your limiting beliefs be your truth. Say it again. Don't let your limiting beliefs, I'm an introvert, I'm not good at this, I can't do it, be your truth. Because that'll keep you behind. And it takes skill, and you can learn these skills. Set goals. So research the organization and their leadership. Who's in charge? So go look at the board. Go look at the leadership team. Go to LinkedIn. Try to find something in common with a couple of people you know you'll see at the event, and take the drastic step and approach them. Know how many appointments you want to leave the event with. I leave with 3 to 5 appointments every time I go networking. And if I go to a conference that's out of town, I've got my calendar cleared for the next week so that I can book appointments, and I usually leave with 20 appointments. There is no way I'm going to get on a plane, pay for the admission fee, step away from my business for 3 or 4 days without coming back with appointments on my calendar so that I can build relationships. No more collecting business cards saying you're going to follow up, because you're not and they're not. And then look up the attendees on social media and make connections before the event. Here's another tip. If you want to grow global, you have to go global, meaning you have to join a global referral network. Network in Action is a global referral network where you're not just siloed to a local group, but you have exposure to the entire global network. Attend international conferences. What does that mean? Do I mean you have to fly from the US to another country? Maybe. But a lot of times people are flying from other countries to the US. You just need to be in the room where they are. So you can attend a national conference where international delegates are coming, and then join a national network as well. So Network in Action is a great because it's national and international, and you need to be in the room where people who are global are, and then don't leave that event without putting them on your calendar for connection appointments. You need to know who you are and be able to give your 30-second elevator story. So you want to share who you help, what you do, and the results you get for those people. So I help service-based entrepreneurs, coaches, speakers, authors, trainers, financial professionals, real estate agents to get known, get connected, and get paid so that they can make 6 figures and beyond and grow the business that they desire. That's the anatomy of a 30-second elevator story. All right. The second step is be up. Get connected, strategies to be attractive. So your image matters. Please be mindful of your appearance. This month at my networking meeting, I had a young man, a brother. He came through, and he is a speaker, motivational speaker. He wants to be able to help young adults to be successful in schools and in corporations. He came to my meeting wearing basketball shorts, tennis shoes, and a sweat jacket. I was just like stunned. I spoke to him just yesterday. I said, I'm going to tell you something as your big sister and possibly your mother, because you're young enough to be my son. Never should you ever again show up to a meeting where you know nobody as a business professional meeting in basketball shorts and a sweat jacket. You do not know who is going to be in the room. You're a young Black man, which means you have to show up better than everybody in the room. Don't do it again. You had to make me bring the mama out on him. Don't blend in. Stand out for good reasons from the crowd. Do not stand out because you look a hot mess. Stand out in a positive way from the crowd. So I have 15 pair of glasses. I change my hair all the time. They are conversation pieces. Now, my hair is not outrageous, but it's always different. And that makes people say, girl, last time I saw you, your hair was short. Now it's long. So stand out. Be on brand. Wear your colors. If you're doing a virtual call, have a branded background. Don't just have a plain background, and by all means, don't have a junky background, because I'm looking at the stuff on your shelves, the stuff on the floor. I can't hear a word you are saying. So show up with a branded virtual background if you don't have a real background. And don't be overly casual, as I said with that young man. Here's a scripture that really relates. 1 Samuel 16:7. This is the truth. We don't like it, but it's the truth. It says, for the way man sees is not the way God sees, because man sees what appears to the eyes, but Jehovah sees what's in the heart. Man sees what appears to the eyes. First impressions still matter. Do not, because you're at home, do not be overly casual with your virtual networking. Show up like you mean business. What to say when you don't know what to say? What do you love about what you do? Are you a member of this organization? What do you like about it? Where are you from? Are you from this city? Who would you like to meet while you're here? I ask this question all the time, because when I go across the room and I meet that person, I literally walk them across to each other and make connections. Oh, I met somebody over here who wanted to meet someone just like you. So make sure you also give a sincere compliment. And then date your connections. So this is Mia. Mia and I met at the worst networking event ever. It was at a country western bar, and don't judge me, I love country western music. But Mia and I spotted her from across a crowded room. As you can imagine, there was a few of us in the room. And I met her. She told me how uncomfortable she was in that place. And I invited her to get on my calendar on the spot. Don't be collecting business cards. Let's open our calendars and book it on the spot. And we did. A few days later, we had our date. I had just bought my Network in Action franchise, and I invited her to become a member. She said, I don't have the money, and so I was okay. Let's just continue to get to know each other. By the end of the conversation, she said, my spirit tells me I need to be with you. Long story short, Mia is now a part of my family. She is Aunt Mia to my kids and my grandkids. She is my spiritual sister now. Her children are like nieces and nephews to me. And her business, through the connections that I made for her, that Network in Action fellow members made for her, she became the #1 life insurance agent in a company I introduced her to 2 years in a row. Recently, she went to a conference in Atlanta with me, booked appointments on the spot, because I demand it when we are networking together, met somebody that introduced her to a new company, increased her payout by 25%, and now she's the #1 recruiter for that team. It started at the worst networking event ever. And now she is a sister to me. Networking is more than just trying to get business, y'all. It's about the community and relationships that last a lifetime. Mia will be my friend for life. So how do you ask for a date? You say something like, it's nice to meet you. I would love to learn more about your business and who I can introduce you to. Would you be open to a Zoom call where we can learn how we can help one another? And do you have it on your calendar? Let's book it. Do you have your calendar? Let's book it now. Okay. So that's how you ask. Last step is follow up. Strategies to get paid and be memorable. Because what happens after the date? How do people remember you? So you got to intentionally connect on social media. Be intentional about using technology to stay connected. Invite them to your Facebook community and stay visible by posting both personal and business. Connect with them, make connections for them using social media. Tag them when someone is asking for someone who does what they do. That keeps the connection deeper. Use email marketing. Put them on your email marketing list. I get people who've been on my list for years who reach out to me ready to work with me because I was intentional about putting them on a list and communicating with the list consistently. Use automation, use text message, use messenger bots, use something. Use something. It is nothing's going to happen if you just pass out business cards. You have got to be intentional about staying connected to your network. So it's the thought that counts. Send a gift. Use direct mail automation where you send out cards, postcards, where people, I'm looking on my desk because I know I have a card here, but I have a giant card that I send out after I make a really good connection. That makes me memorable. I use the cartoon emojis, so that makes me memorable. If you have a book, give them a book. Stay connected. So I want to invite you to play with me. What does that mean? I want you to show up to my conference October 4th through 6th. If you're in any of the cities listed on the graphic there, I am going on tour. Miss Beyonce is not the only one going on tour. Tony Harris Taylor is going on tour. And I want to meet you in person. Show up to my tour. If you go to VNC 2023 or scan the QR code, it'll take you to the landing page. Just click on City Tour and you'll see my tour dates. And I would love to meet you in person. If I'm not coming to your city, join me in Houston, October 4th through 6th for the Viral Networking Conference, where it will change your life. Everyone leaves my conference with appointments on the calendar. I gamify it and I guarantee it. Over the weekend, someone who attended my conference texted me that she was having trouble. She is a caregiver. She resigned from her job and they asked her to leave immediately. So she was a live-in caregiver. She texted me and said, Tony, I don't have a place to go. I told her I would think about who I could, how we could help her. Before I could even get back to her, she came back and said to me that someone I had introduced her to a year ago offered her her spare bedroom for a few days. You guys, networking is life-changing when you do it right, when you make relationships, and when you become the center of influence. So some of you might be interested in learning how we can work together. I want to put up this slide so you can get all of my information. You can go to meetwithtonyharristaylor.com. I'm looking for leaders who are passionate about helping business owners to be successful, who might want to run a network and action group and become that center of influence and get paid for it. I'm not asking you to be a volunteer president of my chapter. I'm asking you to become a leader, a paid leader that will help other people to grow. I want to thank you for taking some time to listen to my strategies to monetize your networking beyond the business card. And remember my motto, show up, be up, follow up, and you absolutely will blow up. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much, Miss Tony Harris Taylor. I have to say, I have enjoyed thoroughly all of the information that you provided, but there was one nugget in particular, and I wrote it down, so I have to read it because I like to quote people properly. You said how you wanted to teach us how to go from selling to the people in the room to selling through the people in the room. How amazing. So thank you for coming on as a speaker, and thank you for sharing your expertise. I appreciate your time this morning, bright and early, sun shining this morning, and I want to make you aware that genius is common. And I look forward to seeing you on the other side. So I want to take time to let you know that the Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students, and you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App that's on the screen below. It's the $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops up to $5,000 to students, to 10 students, you guys. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com, and every dollar counts. So we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We also want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for March 2023. The sponsors are as follows: North Carolina 100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Roche Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, Barbara H. Smith, LLC, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Melon Shani Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, and the Black Business Expo USA. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
We all have the opportunity to impact the lives of others, whether it is a simple act of kindness, a smile, a nod, or just saying hello. Hello, I'm Pamela D. Marshall, corporate mindfulness coach and author of The Art of Forgiveness. I enjoy every opportunity to interact with others, whether they're in my home, sitting at my table for a holiday feast, or simply stopping by to say hello. My mother would often tell us, speaking is a sign of intelligence. Open your mouth, part your lips, show a smile, and say hello. Genius is common.
A 10-year-old founder of a company. Meet Carter, ladies and gentlemen.
I am a child of the Most High God. He has gifted me in ways that I could not even imagine and didn't know.
There was a time when I didn't know who I was. I listened to other people tell me who I should be, what I should do. I listened to people telling me that I should be a boutique owner. that I should be a construction manager, that I should be a laborer. Have you ever felt like you should do something else, be something else, go somewhere else, be wherever you wanted to be, and you felt like you were in a box? Anybody in the room? And you couldn't get out? Anybody in the room? And you kept trying to go and you couldn't get out? Anybody in the room? But let me tell you, you need to rock the box. Rock the box.
I am engaging, inspiring, and empowering. I would give you everything I know. Just by touching you, if I could, by osmosis, give you every single thing I've learned, I've gone through, I know I would. We know that's not possible, but as it is possible, I love to share information with people.
Some of you out there, people have told you that you can't be, you can't have, you can't do. But I will tell you, like Kingston said, you can, you must, and you will. If it's to be, it's going to be me. You got to say it. If it's to be, it's going to be. If it's to be, it's going to be. If it's to be, it's going to be.
Barbara is because she believed what her mama said about her and not what other people told her.
Every day you wake up, when you're in a situation, it's your choice whether it's an advantage or the disadvantage.
She gained her confidence and her life, and now she is a testimony.
If I can help you elevate yourself, then I feel like I'm elevating my own self as well. What you know and I know together can change the world.
Did you know a typical passenger vehicle that has a fuel economy of about 22 miles per gallon and drives about 11,500 miles per year emits about 4.6 metric tons of carbon dioxide on an annual basis? In order to save this planet we call home, we have to make an immediate change in the way we navigate everyday life. Derrick Automotive is that change. Our ambition is to build full-size, near-zero-emission electric drive vehicles that don't rely on the electric grid. Derrick Automotive makes driving an electric vehicle extremely convenient without sacrificing a sleek, modern design that is sure to capture the attention wherever you go. Make the choice to take part in a movement to help preserve our planet today. Choose Derrick Automotive. Visit us on the web today to learn more.
So what we have to do is when we get in a spot, we need to create some spots for us. That's the main thing. We need to be able to be in a position where we're able to create those spots for us. For me, being an entrepreneur, I'm not just going to get a business and then leave you sitting high and dry. If you ask me some questions about entrepreneurship, I'm going to give you as much as I received. I've seen people who made it, and then when you ask them, it's like, okay, now you have to pay me for the information, the same information I got for free. We probably in totally different cities. There's no way that we're going to bump heads or anything. We're not competing. Bring me up with you. And so I just think that whatever education that I have, then I need to be able to give that to my own as well. So create the spots. You can create the spots when you get there.
La connexion. La connexion.
In a world obsessed with the cult of celebrity, I challenge you not to aspire to anyone else's greatness, but instead strive to reveal and ignite the greatness within you.
Are you serious?
I totally think that that's it.
Hey.
No!
Hey! To me, sexy is a man that knows who he is and what he wants. He's comfortable. You look at him, you see him, he's just comfortable being himself. And you're like,
Baby, be you.
be you, baby.
Just be you. I like it. Introducing the Be You collection, exclusively available at K&G Fashion Superstore.
Hello, this is Israel, and I am CEO of Daydreams Interactive and author of Princess Planet. So, genius is common, and as a kid, I loved to daydream. Even as an adult, I love to daydream. And when my daughter became 6 and loved princess characters, but we just could not find the diversity that showed her, we created our own characters. So, for instance, you have Princess Nulu right here. Princess Nulu is from Uganda, and her genius is that she loves to take care of animals. She can actually even listen and hear what they say. And then we have Princess Isabella right here. Princess Isabella, she's from Cuba, and her genius is biochemistry. One day she hopes to eliminate disease. Then we have Princess Nia right here, and Princess Nia is based off of my daughter, and she is what she wants to be, the greatest dancer alive. So that's her genius. So what's your genius? My genius is my imagination. Genius is common.
Hello, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. And my genius is helping women accelerate the path to success. You know, I was blessed to have strong women in my life who encouraged, motivated, and pushed me to do my best and to never even think about giving up on my dreams. So I say to women, we must show up to rise up. We have talents and potential, but who will see them if we don't speak up and get noticed? I know that women are a tremendous resource on this planet, and there is nothing more fulfilling than helping a woman tap into her full potential. I do this because I want to be a part of helping as many women as I can to show up, to rise up. I do this because genius is common.
Hello, my name is Kiasi Helm and I'm 14 years old. I think my genius would probably have to be setting goals and achieving them. I say this because ever since I was young, I always wanted to be an author, and at age 11, I ended up achieving this. But not only did I end up becoming an author, I ended up becoming a public speaker, a publisher, a business owner, all these great things. The name of my business is Written by Kids Publishing Company. I decided to start this company because I thought it was important for me to help kids my age express themselves through literacy and just achieve their own goals. Because to me, achieving goals is the best thing in the world to feel. It's you just achieving things and aspirations that you set for yourself. And I know that everybody is capable of this because even if you don't end up achieving the goal, you still tried your best, and that's the most important thing. And everybody is capable of this because genius is common. Thank you.
Design is human. It's about people. It's about life. We've designed everything around us since the beginning of time. The things that we see, the things that we hear, experience, and feel. And in this evolving digital frontier that we are calling the metaverse, there are opportunities to do things that we never thought were even possible. But with innovation comes responsibility, and there will be many challenges that we must face and overcome together. I've often wondered, how do we create balance between humanity, technology, and the environment in a world that is already constructed? It's as though we are designing against the grain. This is something that many of us are trying to figure out at this technological tipping point. I personally have spent countless hours of my life, especially in the last few years, really thinking about this, thinking about how to create amazing, innovative, and artistic, immersive experiences using technology, but while still doing our part in this world to protect our people and to protect the environment. And what I've realized is that collective thinking around design is holding us back. It's become mechanical, a series of conflicting checklists and linear conventions, components of production cycles. We don't always think about design as coming from within, as inherent to our species, the human. So today I will discuss 5 immersive design considerations for the metaverse outside of these technical checklists and processes. These are considerations that are a little more qualitative, sometimes a little harder to wrap our minds around and transfer that knowledge into meaningful action. These are the things that impact our decision making and the world we live in, whether we realize it or not. And when we make this connection more mainstream, I truly believe that we can evolve the world by pioneering what artistic but responsible, immersive design looks and feels like, and what the metaverse should evolve to become and to include. My name is Natasha Rapsat, and I am an experienced designer, strategist, multi-dimensional being, an explorer traveling to see the bones of the world and to learn for the future of humanity. I have medium brown skin and dark hair that is pulled back. I'm wearing a black shirt, red lipstick. Before we get into the considerations, let's discuss immersive design for common understanding. Feel free to leave comments or questions. I will do my best to answer. Thank you for joining me today.
Prepare for what's coming and dominate in economic winter. Stand strong and thrive by showcasing your great products and services globally through the Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics. The Black Business Network has showcased over 2,000 companies with over $7 billion in sales each year. Over 10 million attendees have viewed the rebroadcast each month. Through the Black Business Olympics, unique styles of business training and mentoring are turning students into business owners and entrepreneurial warriors who will dominate in any economy. Gain the ultimate advantage of the Black Business Olympics, 7 days of unbelievable topics and speakers speaking around the globe. Donate your time and experience to provide expertise and scholarships to students worldwide and change the world. Now, more than ever, new insights, tools, strategies, and capabilities are needed. This is your chance for a major presentation to the world. Fill out the form and join the more than 2,000 speakers who have presented to over 200 countries. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into the metaverse, STEM City, Black Multiverse Enterprises, Hulu, Amazon, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pod TV, IBM TV, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Sign up today. Spaces are limited, and we will see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Good morning, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Nisi Green, and I'm your business moderator for this top of the morning portion of the Black Business Network. The Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Our keynote speaker for this portion will be Dr. Renata Brown. Renata Brown is an award-winning CEO of Dreamspire TV and Dreamspire Publications. Renata's zeal for the arts and motivational speaking comes from being an artist. She is the publisher of 3 online magazines, Dreamspire TV Magazine, an arts and entertainment magazine, and Inspire.com, which highlights entrepreneurs, Dreamspire books for authors and motivators. The publications have covered such events as the Stellar Awards, the Black Music Honors, and the NAACP Awards. Now, just for your information, I would love to just thank everyone for being a part of today. And now I present to you Dr. Renata Brown.
Oh, wow. Not quite a doctor yet, but maybe you
gotta claim it, profess it.
Thank you. Glad to be here. So I am glad to be here. This has become a part of what I do, to come to you every month with hopefully some nuggets that you find helpful. So as you know, it is Women's History Month. and we're celebrating women, and we are celebrating in particular Black women. So I am very active on a platform called Clubhouse, and it's a business platform, it's a talk platform, it's a lot of things going on. But as a part of that platform, they have icons. And so that's when the Clubhouse leaders choose a particular people or a group to put as the icon for the whole app. So anytime that you log on, you'll see that picture. And the house that I'm in, Black Girls Talk, we are the icons for the whole Clubhouse app. It is such an honor to know that the three women that are represented on the icon, Shayla and Ebony and ZZ, represent the whole 1,000 Black women. And I'm bringing this up because we're talking about collaboration, and we know all the negative stereotypes that we hear, that Black women can't collaborate, Black women can't get along. But I'm here to tell you, I'm a part of an experience, I'm a part of a network where we are challenging those things. And it doesn't mean that everything is always rosy or without any challenges, but we are committed to change the narrative of Black women collaborating, Black women getting along. And when I say as a part of that space, I've seen miracles happen. I've seen healing happen. And sometimes we're just there to have a good laugh. So I'm telling you this at the top to let you know, Black women can collaborate, Black women can get along, and Black women can prosper in business. And one of the things that move us forward in all of those things is having a commitment and believing that this can happen. So I'm here to let you know it can happen, and it's happening in real time. So today I'm going to talk about 10 ways that Black women can collaborate. And usually I bring things, they're not earth-shattering or new revelations, but they may be new to you, or it may be something that you haven't thought about. So if you're viewing this live, go ahead and get your pencil and paper out. If you see this on any of the replays or rebroadcasts, definitely sit down and take some notes as we go through ways in which we can collaborate. So there are many ways that Black women can collaborate in business. And here are 10 potential strategies. So first, we're going to talk about a joint venture. So a joint venture is when Black women entrepreneurs can form joint ventures with other Black women owned businesses, combine resources, skills, networks to achieve a common goal. So there's a saying that goes, collaboration over competition. And sometimes it's easier to get further if, like the African proverb says, as we go together. So joint ventures are a good way. So you could say, hey, I got eggs, you got bacon. Let's come together and put this together and really work on this as coming in as partners in a situation. And everyone that you work with is not on a partnership level, but when you're a joint venture, that means you're bringing something to the table, the other person is bringing something to the table, and you're working for a common goal. In what I do in being in the media and being in the public eye for about 10 years or more, and probably more on the more side, I get a chance to talk to a lot of people. I know a lot of people. And one thing that I have found in talking with people, they will say, Renata, no one else is doing this. And in my head and heart, I kind of laugh a little, because I can probably name, for every time somebody tells me that, I can name about 10 people that are doing that. But I see that as an opportunity. I'll say, hey, this person over here might be a good person for you to connect with. They may have that missing piece. And all the time, we do not have to start from scratch. So we can find somebody else and team up with that person. And if it all works, we can have a joint venture, because it's fine to have your own, but look for ways that you can join together for sure. One other way, and they're having some work done on the house, so please, if you hear some extra talking, just I hope you're not hearing it. The other thing is mentorship and coaching. Establishing Black woman business owners can mentor and coach up and coming Black entrepreneurs, helping them to develop their skills and gain confidence and ability. Mentorship, coaching. Right now, I have interns from the New York Education Center, and it was important for me in this intern experience not just to give them a whole lot of stuff that I don't want to do and have them get it done, but I really looked at this as a time to mentor them and to really show them and to expand their horizon. So when they do go out on their own, they have a foundation, and I really take that seriously. As one of the packages we were watching while waiting to come on was really about, let's not gatekeep. Let's not gatekeep. When I was in the corporate world, and I worked in corporate administration and worked with C-suite executives, and in supporting them, one of my jobs was to gatekeep. It was, if there's anything on this level that I could handle and not push it up the line, then it was my job to do that. I think sometimes we take that same corporate mentality over into the entrepreneurial world, and we gatekeep. We have knowledge that we receive for free, or sometimes we didn't receive it for free, that we can help someone else. And everything does not require a price tag, because you may spend $1 or you may pay someone to do it, but at the end of the day, you may not get the total value as if you had just give it freely. It says, freely I have received, so freely I receive, so freely I give. And I'm not talking about everybody should just be able to pick your brain for hours and hours and then take what you do and go on. No, that's not what I'm talking about, but it's a time to coach, and there is a time to mentor. And as coaches, be responsible. I have a lot of wisdom because I've been on this earth for a while, and I've had a lot of experience because I've been on this earth for a while, but I don't elevate what I do to a coach, even though I could slap the name coach and go on and probably be paid for it and would be worth that. And I'm not saying that's something I may not do in the future, but as a coach, you have to take your responsibility and really learn how to coach people. It's one thing to know something, but it's another to teach somebody how to do it. And a lot of times I find that we may know something, like I have also been a certified graphic designer for a number of years. I went to school for it, and I have been practicing for over 20 years. It's something now that I only do by referral, but I probably forgot a lot of things then, as they say, than most people even know. But everything that I do, if someone wants a simple help on their website, I'm going to show them if I can. But I went to school for it to learn how to do it. And there's certain procedures that you do. And even when we're coaching somebody, make sure that you can not only know what you're doing, but be able to teach it. My clients, at times, they want to do maintenance on their own website, and that's fine. But what may take them 2 hours to do, it's going to only take me 5 minutes. But the bridge between me knowing and teaching is to be able to break down the steps to them so that they know what to do. So coaching and mentoring helping each other is a awesome way that Black women can combine our resources, combine our skills, and work together. And on the coaching side, on the receiving side, remain coachable. Every day I'm learning more and more. Every day I am learning about things I didn't know about. Um, so one of my new favorite things is Chat GPT. And I tried to keep up with the technology, and there's a lot of things going on. Now I could have just said, oh, this is some new fangled thing that came out. But I said, you know what? It's people are talking about it. Let me look into it and see if it's something that I can integrate in my business and use. And so I was talking, and someone gave me the link and how to operate and be on Chat GPT. And when I can say that if you're not in it, I'm not gatekeeping this secret. If you're not in it, definitely check out Chat GPT, because it can save you a long time. And at the end of this presentation, I'm going to tell you a little secret about Chat GPT that you're going to find amusing for sure. So resource sharing. Black woman enterprise can share resources such as office space, equipment, supplies, and reduce costs and increase efficiency. Big corporations do it, and they have whole buildings that are dedicated to space sharing. If you, we do a lot of in studio, because we have the television shows and the events that we attend. So we do a lot of in studio, but there's times where we may not shoot for a month or so, and we have resources available. So share spaces, cut the expenses, work together when you can. You don't have to be maverick and be out there on your own. We know we have that whole strong Black woman that put your cape down, have coffee, and share resources where you can, definitely to reduce costs. Even on my magazines, we have spaces that we want to shout out other magazines, and we have directories where we want your business to be in. So use those opportunities, because you never know, it might just be that one shared experience or that shared opportunity that might open the door to something totally on the next level of your business. So don't be afraid to share, for sure. Strategic alliances. Be strategic in business and that complement each other, and creating mutually beneficial relationships that expand influence. Let me tell you, a good friend of mine, he told me some years ago, make sure that you position and leverage. I'm going to say that again, position and leverage. On LinkedIn, I have about 7,700 connections, but every one of those connections are intentional. Before I send out an invitation or receive an invitation or accept it, I look at and say, how does that person fit into my network? And there's two ways you fit into my network. You're going in the same direction. Now, when you go into the same direction of something, that means you can either be behind or ahead. So if I see somebody going in the same direction and they may be behind, I say, okay, they're a good potential person to be in my network. If I see someone in my potential network that are ahead, definitely I want to get with them, because they can help me to where I want to go. When we first started doing the things in the celebrity space, it was kind of almost by accident, but then it began to be absolutely on purpose. What we did when we've got some of our first celebrity interviews, what I did, I sent out emails, I contacted publicists and say, look, we had so-and-so on the magazine and we would love to have you. You would be in good company. And so that's how we positioned ourselves and leveraged ourselves onto red carpets, on to doing major interviews with people like Dr. Knowles, Beyonce's father, doing interviews with people like Tamala Mann and so many others, because we took those positions and we leveraged. So as when we collaborate together, make sure that you're collaborating with people that are going in the same direction. So they're going to either be behind you or in front of you, but as long as you're going in the same direction, then you can link up together. You can find some mutual beneficial ways. I don't accept invitations for people that are not going in the same directions, because it's not just a numbers game. It's not just to say, oh, I have 7,700 connections, or I have 10,000 here, or 5,000 here and there. That's all well and good, and but make sure that those connections are intentional, so that you can move and there can be some interaction, not just collecting people. I made up in my mind, it's probably been almost 5 years now, that I would stop collecting numbers, because it's so easy for us to check numbers. I worked as a data analyst, so I am a numbers person. I love numbers. I love data. I'm checking, I'm doing all the things. But what I also come to understand is not numbers alone, but it's intentional connection and connecting with people that are going in your same direction, so that you can build together and not just say, I have this many numbers, but you're not talking, you're not connecting. So I've been very intentional, not just collecting people, but connecting with people is the important thing. And hold on one second. I'm going to scroll my little document down. So cross promotion. And that's what we're doing on this platform. We're saying we're going to lift up the Black Business Network and all the amazing work that they do with getting businesses out there and what they do for the youth. But yet we're going to talk about what we do as well. So cross promotion is a great idea. It really leverages what each other customers base and reach a new audience. I have a friend of mine, she used to be my business partner, and we're still very close. And I'm sure you heard this term before. Use other people's audience. So get out there, cross promote. A lot of people have opportunities such as this, and they pass them by. They're looking like, okay, what is it in it for me? What is it worth my time? And they may not see it right up front. But let me tell you, when you can get in front of other people's audience to share who you are and to share what you do, you never know when that might come. I've literally had people reach out to me and say, hey, I saw you here, or I saw you there, and you may not even know that they're looking at you. One of the award shows that we cover, and in the media, every time you have an event, you have to reapply again. Can you imagine, like, you already got the job, you already did the job, but when it comes around again, you have to reapply again? Well, that's how it works in the media. Every time you have to definitely reapply again for every time you're on that red carpet. And so you want to build up those relationships. So when it comes time to reapply, people already know who you are. You already have gone and shown. And one of the major red carpets that we've been blessed to get a few years running are the Stellar Awards. And I was actually contacted by somebody from the Stellar Awards early on, and they said, we know you're not the biggest, okay? So don't think you have to be this big, giant corporation before you can make meaningful connections. They said, but we like what you do. We see what you do. And that's all about showing up. That's about that's about collaboration. That is about being on other people's platforms. That is about giving that voice and showing up in those spaces. and promote each other's business. And back in the day, it was all about that bartering. So we had to barter. We had to say, hey, I got eggs, you got milk. So don't be afraid to barter, because sometimes what we do, if we barter our time and barter our knowledge, definitely we can get it back in some unexpected ways. So I want to just stand on this point a little. Collaborate, show up, cross promote, give people love, give people flowers, definitely. One of the things we want to do is networking. I can't even tell you enough how networking is important. A lot of times we get comfortable and we stay in our same circles. We do the same thing with the same people. And guess what's going to happen? We get the same results. So make sure that you network, and continue to network. And when I was, back in the day when I was younger, we didn't have a choice. You had to show up in person. But now we have so many tools that we can show up. And of course, through the pandemic, we learned that you need to be efficient on using these tools and showing up. So you need to make sure that you're networking. How I got my interns is because it was a physical networking event. And then of course the pandemic happened and they did a lot of virtual network and a lot of email network. And I'm going to say, I know sometimes we get tons and tons of emails and we get off of people's email lists or we say unsubscribe. But if you were interested in them in the beginning, there was something that attracted your attention that you got on the list in the first place. And so don't just automatically unsubscribe or delete those emails, because if you were intentional in connecting with them, be intentional and keep connected, because there might just be that one email that they send that you can take an opportunity. And that's how I got my interns, is that I kept the emails, even though I didn't go to a lot of the events or hook up, I still kept them on my email list. And I saw something that piqued my interest. And now I have an opportunity for my business to have 2 or 3 interns year round. And so I just think, wow, what if I would have unsubscribed or deleted? So if you have connections and you are networking, sometimes just drop, hey, how you doing? Keep in contact. Send that newsletter, do that personal reach out in text, because you never know where networking can take you and what opportunities and collaborations. I always laugh and I tell the story a lot. One week, I was literally 3 people tried to introduce me to people I already knew. And so what that told me is, hey, I'm out there. People, I'm in various different circles and my network is wide. They say it's 6 degrees of separations, but sometimes I can tell you my degree of separation is 0.01, not many. But get out there, get out in different circles. Don't get too confident or comfortable in the space that you are at, for sure. And join different associations. Now, this is something that I need to do more of. And I'm going to take ownership of that in real time. I need to take more time to actually join different associations. There are so many different associations that you can join, and that is the great places to find like-minded people and also get certifications that you need or get further education and that you need. And some of them are free and some of them have membership dues, and that's all good. But don't forget your Chamber of Commerce, your Black Chamber of Commerce, different clubs and groups that make sense that you can definitely be a part of. So definitely join some of your local associations, because that can be a good place to get new leads in what you're doing. Okay, my mouses are acting a little up here. Okay, and community engagement. Get involved. Get involved. Volunteer your time, and take a sister with you. Get behind a good cause and share that with, because one of the best experience that I had is I was volunteering with the group that I met through a local charity here, the Hank Stewart Foundation. If you're in Atlanta and you have children, check it out. They do amazing work and they don't charge the kids anything. So definitely shout out the Hank Stewart Foundation. But through volunteering for them, I had an opportunity to volunteer at the HBCU. It's a pageant. That's probably not the correct name of it. And I got a chance through that experience to sit in the room with Ambassador Andrew Young and hear him speak, and hear really some industry titans speak. I was there to volunteer and to help, and we definitely did that. But as a part of that, they were, hey, you can come in here and sit in here and to listen. And the people that I was volunteering with, even getting to know them, they were amazing people with powerful women that were doing amazing things. So definitely take the time out to volunteer, to be a part of these organizations, to be a part of the different groups that you have an opportunity to do. So we're just going to do a quick recap. I think my time is almost up. I asked that they give me a little heads up in the chat so I won't be cut off when my time is. But here are the ways. So we went over joint ventures. So definitely see if you can put your two eggs and bacon together. Mentorship. Again, be a mentor to someone or be a coach. Resource sharing. What can you do in your business to bring those business together? And strategic alliance. Be strategic about the people that are in your circle. Cross promotion, definitely. Collaboration in marketing, co-creation. You can develop something together. I've seen people work together and they had one piece and the other person had the other piece, and they worked together and they had a whole thing. So make sure co-creating, networking, network, and definitely get through the industry associations and engagements for sure. And so I'm not sure. I think my time is just about up. I see Nessie coming back in. I try to get this timing right. I think I got it this time. I'm like, yay.
Let me tell you, Renata, I want to give you a heartfelt compliment. I would love to collaborate with you because you are kind. It's not always that people can provide correction in a jovial way and then be able to move right along with what they are doing. And that is something that I mentor young ladies and peers on all the time. Correct with kindness, and you'll be able to move into collaboration a lot easier. So thank you. And when you become a doctor, call me, because it was said in the metaverse today.
Awesome. Thank you. And it's nice meeting you for sure.
Yes, those were gems and nuggets. And I really do appreciate you being with us today.
Let me tell you my little secret. So ChatGPT gave me the outline for this presentation in about 3 minutes. So check it out.
I have to.
It
I
will
have
save
to.
you a lot of time. Just build upon it. They gave me the talking points and I was able to build upon the presentation. So that's my little secret.
And my big circle was remain coachable. So I'm really, really into learning right now. And so that was amazing. Thank you for being with us today.
You're welcome. Have an awesome day.
You as well. I'd just like to make sure that everyone is aware the Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students, and you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or use the Cash App that's on the screen below, $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. So we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. And now we want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for the month of February 2023. North Carolina 100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Richey Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, Barbara H. Smith, LLC, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Milani Shani Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is Common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Producers, directors, I met designers, and then everybody says, oh, this is my 6th year and oh, this is my 4th year coming.
Shout out to New York. We're in New York in like 7 hours.
Oh my gosh, yes, we have a 6:58 flight, so.
We gotta go home. We gotta go.
Yep.
Let me tell you something. Every single person that's come through the store has spoke so highly of you, and what a great event this is. Yes.
I'm representing DJ Darryl, who is a platinum producer. He did the hit track for Tupac Shakur, Keep Your Head Up, Snoop Dogg, Keisha Cole.
La connexion. La connexion.
In a world obsessed with the cult of celebrity, I challenge you not to aspire to anyone else's greatness, but instead strive to reveal and ignite the greatness within you.
Are you serious?
I totally think that's it.
Hey. No! Hey! To me, sexy is a man that knows who he is and what he wants. He's comfortable. You look at him, you see him, he's just comfortable being himself. And you're like,
Baby, be you.
be you, baby.
Just be you. I like it. Introducing the Be You collection, exclusively available at K&G Fashion Superstore.
Hi, welcome to our virtual Derrick Automotive Experience Center here in beautiful Atlantic Station, located in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm Derek Bailey, the founder of Derrick Automotive Technologies. Come in. Let me grab you a drink and tell you a little bit about our company. By the way, did you know that we have cocktail hours every other Friday evening from 7 to 10? And again on Saturday afternoons from 11 to 5? It's a good way to come in and learn about the company. You should stop by and bring a friend. So, let me tell you a little about us. Derrick Automotive is a company with a simple mission, which is to make electric vehicles more convenient for consumers by changing the way electric vehicles are recharged. Plug-in charging is really the only thing slowing the mass adoption of electric vehicles. And the adoption of electric vehicles is going to be so important to our battle with climate change. Derrick Automotive has a practical solution, which is to put a small generator that we call the Proteus into our vehicle. The Proteus's sole function is to convert fuel into electricity. But here's the key. It converts that fuel with a smaller carbon footprint than if that kilowatt hour was created at a power plant. And here's something else you might not know. When you create a kilowatt hour at a power plant, by the time they transmit that power down the power lines, anywhere from 15 to 40% of it could be lost. So, to plug millions of electric cars into the power grid and then lose 15 to 40% of every kilowatt hour of power that's created, in our opinion, doesn't make a lot of sense. With the introduction of our Proteus, where we can create that same kilowatt hour at the car, eliminate all those transmission line losses, and all at a carbon footprint that's on par with the power plant anyhow. So we bring convenience without increasing the carbon footprint. We allow vehicles to travel further and with less hassle, and since it's actually comparable to charging from the electric grid, why should consumers be inconvenienced? And we believe that once consumers are no longer inconvenienced, electric vehicles are going to take their place in the automotive sector.
I'd like you to imagine with me, if you will, opening an app where you can collaborate with like-minded individuals from around the world, get inspiration and in-app tools to launch and grow your business, as well as share your knowledge and earn compensation, all in one app. Well, the name of that app is Truso.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world.
Green, and I would like to welcome you to our next presenter, Mastering the Art of Communication, Dr. Tandra Price. Dr. Price is the founder of multiple networking communities focused on serving and supporting women. As a sales professional with 20 plus years of experience, Ms. Price has trained hundreds of entrepreneurs to master the skills to develop relationships, build and create and monetize opportunities that result in residual income through plugging into the power of networking. She has worked alongside some of the most influential multi-million-dollar leaders in networking marketing industries. I would like to welcome to the stage Dr. Price.
Hello. Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Mrs. Green, for that amazing introduction.
Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here. Thank you again for that amazing introduction. Again, to be here, I just kind of want to give you just a little bit more information about who I am and what I do. Again, my name is Dr. Tandra Price. I am an international speaker. I'm a two-time best-selling author, and I am the proud editor, chief and publisher of Tapped In magazine, which is a recognized global publication that we cater to women, men, speakers, and authors. This is an opportunity for our magazine to actually help entrepreneurs spread their message, expand their reach, broaden their audience. That will help them to generate some appointments as well. Today, I'm going to talk to you really about 5 things when it comes to networking and how to really start a conversation. When we think about mastering the art of conversation, we think, well, it's just our typical conversation that we have, but it's really kind of most difficult for some people to have. Starting a conversation and communicating with people is not always as easy as people think. So I'm just going to share with you 5 steps with that. And we're going to start with really the conversation. How do you start a conversation? And what I realized is that approximately every 2 minutes worldwide, a conversation is taking place. Now, I don't know if you kind of realize that or kind of really think about that, the process of that, but really 2 minutes, every 2 minutes, a conversation is starting. And that can either be through, email, phone calls, social media, different platforms, or even a face-to-face. There's a conversation taking place. And we want to make sure as we're mastering the conversation that, we can be able to have an effective and efficient conversation with someone, but also at the end of that conversation, be able to generate either a referral, a lead, or get an appointment at the end. But I want to share with you just kind of a few tips real quick when we're thinking about starting a conversation. Of course, we always do the traditional way of starting a conversation is just to introduce ourselves, maybe give a firm shake hand. And normally when we do that, it's normally in kind of a professional setting. But there's also that other way. This is when we actually are just out and about during our normal day, and we come up to somebody and we say hello. That's really kind of the beginning of the conversation. But how do we keep the conversation going? One of the ways we kind of keep the conversation going is always starting with a compliment. And that's just kind of something that we do when we meet somebody for the very first time. We say, hello, how are you doing? And then normally in order to keep the conversation going, we always kind of find something in common or something that can generate another a way of entering into the conversation. And it's normally through a compliment, which is really, really good. Another way that we can kind of keep the conversation going when we very first meet someone, whether it's in a professional setting or just a casual setting, is to always ask a question. We always tend to think that asking a question kind of maybe leads into
some type of sell opportunity, but it doesn't. Starting a question, asking a question is just another way to enter into a conversation that can lead to more conversation or keeping the conversation going. Another real way to start a conversation is always asking advice. People love to be so helpful. Just think, if you ask someone for advice, it kind of gets them in a conversation engagement as well, but they love to be helpful. Say, for instance, I know a lot of times I shop all the time. And so I'm always in the store asking, do you think maybe this blue shirt would look cute or this red shirt would look cute? And I'm asking someone next to me, again, just to kind of start the conversation. And then they're always giving a response back, because it's like, how can I not answer the question because they're asking me for advice or what my suggestion of what I think. Another way is to start a conversation is always make an observation. I mean, look around our surroundings and see what we can talk about that can generate a conversation. I had a good friend of mine that I actually met that is now one of my clients and that has actually been featured in my magazine. I met him at the gas station. I went up, I was pumping my gas one day and just observing what was around me, asked the gentleman a question and led from there. Now is a current client of mine in my magazine, and we're doing some multiple things with him. But just by observing the surroundings of what we were doing at the gas station, simple, it's easy as that. But then also when we were doing that, I kind of brought some humor into it. As I was sitting there pumping my gas, looking at my surroundings, I kind of brought up a joke, and then it just kept the conversation going. Humor is always the best way. If you can't think of any way else to start a conversation, always start with a joke or something of humor, something that can make each other laugh. Because as you're laughing, then it kind of dripples into another conversation. But the best one of all is always to share a personal story. Once you share a personal story with someone and you get them really engaged into your story, they're going to want to ask questions afterwards. So that's one of the perfect ways, I think, to really start a conversation. But when we think about starting a conversation, that's the beginning. That's the opening. I call it the open door. Like, back in the day when a lot of times when us as our people were salesmen, I don't know if you remember the encyclopedia days or not, but one of the things they had to do is they had to be so professional in their skill when they went up to knock on someone's door. They had to be able to have the perfect conversation opener and closer. They had to ask open-ended questions in order to keep the conversation going. Listen, I'm selling these encyclopedias, and if they were working on commission, which most of them were, they had to find a way to keep the conversation going. They had to find a way to start the conversation. I don't know about you, but I remember them people knocking on our door and saying, hey, you know what? We have this amazing encyclopedia that can help you and your children, future, would you be interested? But at the end, they had to have something that was so amazing, that was so captivating at the beginning of the conversation. So just some ways of thinking about how do we start the conversation? It's about mastering the communication. How do we do that? Remember, there's approximately every 2 minutes, there's a conversation taking place, and we want to make sure that we're one of them. And actually, if you think about it, over the span, when you wake up in the morning, when you get on your computer, when you walk out, whether you go to the gym, you're starting a conversation. The key is, how do we keep the conversation going? How do we keep it multiplying to where it can either lead into a referral, an appointment, or it can generate a lead? I always get asked the question, when should we start networking? When is the best time to start networking? Well, the best time to start networking is right now. Everyone thinks that networking has to be planned out strategically, but no, networking is really a long-term process. It's about building relationships. See, it takes time to develop that. Just think of the relationships that we have now, whether they're personal or professional. It took time to develop those relationships. We just didn't go to a networking event, or we was on a virtual event, and all of a sudden someone saw us and now they're ready to do business with us, or now they're ready to have a relationship with us. See, we had to marinate that relationship. We got to get to know each other. We got to get to know each other's likes and dislikes. When you think about networking, we're thinking about knowing, like, and trust. Those are the three keys. It's been said over and over. We have to build the know, like, and trust factor. And in doing that, networking requires that long-term relationship. But see, once we get in there and we get it done really good, Networking can lead to so many opportunities. It's powerful. It can do some amazing things for you. It can increase your visibility and credibility. It can give you opportunities for collaboration, but it can bring a brand awareness to you, especially for your business. But the best all it can do, build some definitely some best business partnerships. But we got to keep thinking about networking as a continuous process. It keeps going and on and on and on. It never stops. You know why? Because there's going to be conversations that's going to happen continuously. You're always going to meet someone. Remember, like I said about the gas station, you're always going to meet someone, or you're going to be in a relaxed, personal atmosphere. You're going to be talking. You're going to be sharing ideas, comments, topics, playing games, whatever it may be. You're going to be having a conversation. And you have to think about when you're having a conversation, it is an opportunity to create business. It's an opportunity to get a new friend in your pocket, or it's an opportunity to build a network. A lot of people say, when should we stop networking? Or is there ever an end? No. Or how many times should we network? You should network. You should always implement networking into your daily routine. And make sure that you're just doing it regularly and consistently. See, when we think about networking, we have to think about, what do I want to get out of this? I mean, what's the next step? Like, really, what's the plan? A lot of times we don't think about networking as a plan, but you really have to think about, when I network, what is my true plan? What is my outcome? What do I want to happen? I could just give you a quick story. When me and a good friend of mine started our networking group, which was called Conversations Over Coffee, we would go to a coffee shop every day. We would pull out our handy dandy notebook. We would sit there and we would try to, come up with appointments. I love role playing. So we would always figure out, she had a client, she would talk about her objectives, what would happen, if she didn't close the sale, what could she have done better? But we would do this like every day. It was our routine. We planned it in our routine. We implemented our routine. It was a daily thing that we did. We would always meet at this coffee shop. And one day, me and my good friend was sitting there at the coffee shop, and right behind me was two other ladies doing the same thing. Now, I don't know if they met every day, but they were doing the same thing. So as we were sitting there talking, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to, want to be able to give an atmosphere where women can come together and collectively do the same thing we're doing. I mean, let's brainstorm together, because being an entrepreneur, it's like a village. It's a family. It's a village. We have to be able to work together. But when we work together and we can consistently come together, bring our ideas, tips, resources. I mean, we can pull from that resource bank. I mean, look how powerful, look how good we would be able to be and be able to make so many collaborating partners. So as we were sitting there, we were talking and we were sharing ideas. I was kind of giving her some different ideas in terms of what she could do for her next client. She was giving me some as well. 3 days later, we go back to the coffee shop, me and my good friend, and we're just sitting there having our coffee, doing our same normal thing, just doing what we do. The lady came into the coffee shop and she says, "Oh my God, I have been looking for you." She says, "I came to this coffee shop the day after I saw you, and I've been coming here ever since until I saw you, until you were here." And I said, "Oh my goodness," kind of frightened me a little bit because I didn't know, someone coming out of clear blue just saying, "Oh my God." But the moral of the story is, she said, the tips that you gave your partner, I used those tips with my client, and I was able to close a $5,000 deal. Wow. That was powerful. See, because what we did is we took that networking strategy about when do you network, how do you network? We took that networking strategy, and just between me and my partner, we were sitting there, but you never know who's listening to you, who's working, who needs that same resource and tips. So when she actually said that, I said, "Oh my goodness, come on over, sit down and have a cup of coffee with us, because I would love to know exactly what you did and how you did it." And from there, she is still my client today. We're still really good friends till today. We talk on the phone with each other. We share information. She has an event, but it's the power of building that relationship. We started there. Remember when I said networking? It's a long-term process where you build relationships. And from there, we spin off to a relationship, and we do so many things together today. But when do we start? We start now. You never stop. Make it a part of your daily routine. Figure out ways how you can, collaborate, be visible. That is so huge. Even with our Tapped In magazine, one of the things that we do is we make sure that entrepreneurs are visible, that they're getting their message spread out. We're finding different ways to broaden their audience, to reach more people. And we could do that. But I always say, what's the plan? What's next? What's the plan? So let's talk a little bit when you go into a networking event. How do we make that effective and efficiently when you're there at the networking event, whether it's virtual or in person? I always say, when you decide to go to a networking event, what are you really looking for? What do you want to get out of that? That's the plan. We start with the plan. What do you want to get out of that networking event? Do you just want to go just to go? Or is there a certain purpose that you're going? Get your little cheat sheet, write it down, and figure out, when I go to this networking event, I want to make sure that I'm maximizing my time. I want to be efficiently and effective at the networking event. But I got to have a plan when I go into it. I always say research the organization and the event. Look at the past events they've had, who's been there, the number of people that's been there. Do your due diligence and really research the event, because one thing we don't want to do is waste a lot of time networking in places that are not serving us, or that our clients are not there. Our ideal client is not there. We get invited to so many different events, which is really good. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we're really have a strategic plan, and our goal, whatever your goal plan is for the day, you want to make sure that you're really maximizing your time. And a part of that is making sure that, again, you include networking, but you want to be at the right place at the right time, making sure you're able to engage with the right audience. So make sure that you research the event and the organization. Find out who's attending, how many people's been there, how often has this event occurred. The next thing you want to do is research the host and the co-host. Now, with the technology, we can research, we can do a lot of research. You can look at Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Look at who the co-host and host is. Find out how many times have they actually hosted this event, or who else has hosted the event. A lot of times when events are put together, they either have a Facebook page and they ask you to join that Facebook page group, but it also has a list of previous events that they've been to. So you want to take time to just, look and see who that, because when organizations or events actually have a host and a co-host, it's because they have a big influential base. And when they have that base, then you want to see if some of your ideal clients or some of those are part of their influential leaders, or are part of their group. So you want to make sure you take the time to do that, because, again, you're going to know who's going to be there based on the co-host and host. Next, you want to actually just find out, again, out of that group, is it your ideal clients going to be there? We have to stop wasting time. I always hear all the time, networking doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work. I go to these networking events, nobody responds to me. Nobody does, want to connect with me. First of all, networking, you're not going there to sell. You are not going to a networking event to sell. You're going to a networking event to build relationships, or to make relationships, to make a connection. So the first thing that happens when you go to a networking event, a lot of people tend to just start selling, but no one is ready to hear that selling. See, we have to pay attention, and we have to listen when we're networking, because if you listen, if we do more listening, less talking, you will find out exactly if that person fits your niche or fits your particular product or service. Because the best thing that you can do at a networking event is give a referral. If nothing else, you can give a referral, because that person is going to remember you from the referral that you gave them. But it's about building a relationship, finding commonality. When I talked before, about asking questions, being observant. Figure out a little bit of different other niches besides going in there selling, because the first thing when you start selling, you automatically turn that prospect off. So make sure that you're not wasting your time and that your ideal client is there. Next, when you go to a networking event, have an idea of, I want to at least walk away with 5 new prospects, or 5 new referrals, or 5 new relationships. You want to walk away with at least 5, because one thing I do find is when you go to a networking event and you don't have a plan of at least how many people you want to walk out of the room with, then it's kind of a waste of time. And I'm going to talk a little bit further about, engaging in the event, but you want to make sure that you walk out with at least 5 people, or 5 referrals, 5 contacts. And then once you do that, you want to have a follow-up plan. Now, because we have, again, technology right at the palm of our hands and we have our handy dandy cell phones, you can get an appointment right then and there. So if you meet 5 people, you should walk away with 5 appointments. How? Real easy. After you talk to someone at a networking event, say, oh my God, I would love to connect with you on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram. Most times just think that's a normal conversation right now. That's a normal conversation starter. When you meet somebody and you guys are kind of not really, you could be engaging or, kind of sort of getting there. But I hear it all the time, especially with the young generation. Oh, let me get your Instagram. Or are you on Instagram? Let me get your Instagram handle. We have to do that same thing when we're thinking about networking. So if you're at a networking event, oh, you're on LinkedIn, let's connect on LinkedIn, especially if you're at a professional setting. Now, if you're doing it on virtually, on camera, please make sure that you're putting your information in the chat. And the best way you can do that, one of the moderators or the hosts I always say, go to the chat, put your information in there. We would love to connect with you. You will realize that a lot of people don't do that, but that is the best way right there to get 5 contacts. If you're on virtual, you can get easily 5 contacts. And I'll go a little further with the virtual, but you can get 5 contacts easily just in that chat. But make sure that you have a follow-up process after that. You have to have a follow-up process. Again, you went to the networking event, you've spent your amazing time there, you've met some amazing people. Now it's time to kind of close, kind of go in for the close. Hey, you know what? This was a great networking event. Let's connect on LinkedIn. And when you connect on LinkedIn, remember I said networking is more listening than talking. So as you're talking to or listening to your prospect, kind of find something that you can remember from the conversation. And when you're making that appointment on LinkedIn or you meet them on LinkedIn, you say, hey, it was nice meeting you on LinkedIn. I noticed that you were a Raider fan. Can't wait for us to connect. Are you available one day next week to jump on a quick call? Or are you available one day next week to go out for a quick cup of coffee? Something similar to that you can put into that note. And then they'll be like, oh, okay, I remember. Because prospects love it when you listen. You have to be more of a listener than a talker because it's all about them and not about us. I want to talk real quick about, when you get into these events, whether it's virtual or in person, how do we really engage at the event? I want to tell you there's 5 people when it comes to networking events. First of all, when you come into a networking event, I know a lot of times it can be intimidating, but to ease the pressure from you and not letting it be so intimidated, I'm going to give you 5 ways of how you know where you need to be at or who you need to connect with in the networking event. So the first one I like to call is attention grabbers. Some people call it socialites, but I call it attention grabbers. Those are the people of the networker that are always outstanding, outgoing, always making the biggest noise in the corner. So when you walk into a room, you do that 360 panoramic view, and you'd be like, okay, in this corner, I have the attention getters. Because you know why? Because they're talking loud. They're making a bunch of noise. People are getting people are looking over there to see exactly what they're doing. Those are called attention getters. Okay, because hey, look at me. I'm over here. Come over here to my little circle, my little group. Then you have those observers. People who just kind of sit back. They're more like the experts in the room. They're just sitting back with their hands crossed. They're more the observer. They can be like, yeah, okay. Been here, done that before. Then you have your buffet eaters. Okay. You have your buffet eaters. Those are the people that come to the networking event and just strictly want to eat and drink. Like if you come into their space, they'll be like, they're not talking to you about business. They're not talking to you about, getting to know you. They'll be saying, oh my God, have you tried these hors d'oeuvres? Have you tried these snacks? Oh my God, they have amazing drinks. I call those the buffet eaters. Then we have the walkers, or I call them the connectors. Those are the people who's always walking around the room and they know just about everybody in the room and they can connect, they can make a connection. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to a networking event and you've seen somebody, let me introduce you to here. Let me introduce you to there. Now, those are good people to have. Or those are good people to be when you think about doing that 360 room. I mean, I might want to be one of them walkers because guess what? If I'm a type of person that don't want to really talk, or it's hard for me to start that conversation, if I go with one of those walkers, I know that they're going to connect me with somebody. Remember, they always say when you go to a networking event, I always carry a buddy or have a wingman with you. So it can kind of take, again, the pressure off of you. But the last person we have when you're talking about engaging into a networking event is the goal setters. They're there strictly for a purpose. They have a plan. They've strategized it out. They know exactly what they're doing, where they're going, and who they want to talk to. So you have to think, where do I want to be? If I'm going to a networking event and I want to engage in that networking event, I gave you 5 ways, five types of people at a networking event. You just got to decide which one of those groups you want to be in, because see, that would take the pressure off of you going into a networking event. You won't feel so tense. You won't feel like, oh my God, I hate being here. I got to be here because my boss told me to be here. Oh, I just started a new business and now I have to go and be at one of these events to network. But that will really take the pressure off of you. Figure out which one of them people you want to be with. Like I said, walkers and connectors, that's where I would want to be, because if you're a type of person that knows somebody, that already knows somebody, that knows somebody, it'll be so easy for you. But again, when you go in there, you just want to go in there friendly, introduce yourself, just, talk, but it's not about selling. Now, if we think about on the virtual end, let's go back. Because a lot of times, since COVID-19 came, we've been doing a lot of virtual Zooms, and a lot of us have not really transitioned back into like a live event. Some have, but a lot of us haven't. But even if you're doing it on virtual, please make sure that you have your camera on. Do not have your pretty face on that camera. Please, your pretty picture on there. Please make sure that you have your camera on, because people want to know who they're doing business with, and they don't want to know. They don't want to do business with someone who they cannot physically see. Again, how do you know that you're going to get these 5 contacts? You're going to go through the chat. You're going to look at that chat on the side and see exactly who those people are. They tell you all the time, save the chat. Don't forget to save the chat. So as you're saving the chat, you can be able to, again, go to their LinkedIn profile. Profile. Go to their Facebook and connect with them. Say, hey, by the way, I met you on such and such event. It was exciting. What did you get out of it? Would love to jump on a quick call with you. Something of commonality. See, that's the easy part about it. Even when you go to a networking event or it's virtually, you already have something in common that you could talk to someone about. Remember when I talked earlier about having different ways, asking questions, finding a compliment, getting advice, things of those natures. You already have something in common that you can talk to someone about because you've both been at the same event or you both going to the same event. Even better, when you go to a networking event, either this is virtually or in person, they have that Facebook group. So when they have that Facebook group, they'll say, hey, come join our group. So when you join that group, another way to break is what I call an icebreaker, is to go in there and introduce yourself. It has all the members who have joined the group. Go in there, introduce yourself. So whether you see them in person or you see them virtually, you already have started the conversation. You said, hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you at X, Y, and Z event. If you have some time, before, I would love to jump on a quick coffee and get to learn a little bit more about what you do. You said about what you do. You didn't say anything about selling, but go to that Facebook group. They always encourage you to join their group. But when you go to that group, remember, you're wanting to walk away with at least 5 contacts. You can do that before the event, you do that after the event, or during the event. But the good thing about it is, and here's the thing, the Facebook groups don't stay up very long. They normally go up and they come down. And while they're up, you want to make sure that you captivate all that information. Go ahead and tag them. Look at who they're connected with, because that could be your ideal client as well. A lot of times we don't utilize that aspect when we're thinking about networking events. We just go in, we'll like the Facebook page or we'll join the group, but we don't go back and resurface. And there's a lot of huge groups that are taking place that the very first thing is, once you register, especially if it's a free registration, you register, they'll say join the Facebook group or join the chat community, where you can now start talking, chatting, look at some of the comments that some of the other people are saying. But it's a way to start engaging in either the networking, personal or virtually. And another thing with virtually, you want to make sure that you are actually talking, speaking. Don't be the person on the virtual call that just sits there and says, does anyone have any questions? Or, Do you have any comments? Or make sure that your voice is being heard in whatever fashion form that the question appears or comes up. Make sure that you click off, raise your hand, get engaged. They have the emoji things at the bottom. Give a heart, a like, or something. Let someone know that you're engaged, because that a part is of visibility. You're being visible to the audience that's watching you. And one of the things, again, in Tapped In Magazine, we help you to increase your visibility. And if you're doing it virtually, that's the perfect digital way to do it. You got to let people know that you're there. My favorite quote for Nikki Giovanni, you got to find a way to let people know that you're there. And being able to be visible is a way of making people know that you're there, that you're not behind the scenes, that you're not afraid to come out. So remember those particular techniques. And remember, when you're engaging, which one of these I want to be, which one of these 5 I want to connect with, what part of the group. Believe me, it will take the pressure down from you being at the networking event, but it will also, again, get you those 5 contacts. Remember, we want to go and research their host. We want to find out if our ideal client is there. We want to at least leave away with 5 contacts, and we want to have a follow-up process in hand. And we want to know which one of these 5 networkers I'm going to be able to connect with, or where do I find my place in that networking event, so to make it easier. Because networking doesn't have to take a long time. It just depends on what kind of effort you want to put into it. But I want to talk about, how do we connect LinkedIn real quick? I want to talk about, how do we connect LinkedIn? LinkedIn is a way of, again, opening the doors to actually the decision makers. That is where the conversation begins. I like to always compare both of those, because if you look at, we're doing all this networking and we're out here doing all the research and everything, but how do we really connect that to another major platform? LinkedIn has 810 million users on LinkedIn. 810 million users. Did I mention it was free? I'm sure everyone knows that LinkedIn is free. It's a free platform with 810 million users. Now, that's a platform that gives you unlimited access. I mean, it gives you unlimited access to their emails, their phone numbers. I mean, heck, their inbox. You can inbox them personally. You can tailor your message personally. But the thing I love about LinkedIn is that, because it's such a huge database, and they're in over 200 or so countries, that you can do business anywhere, but you can actually cater your conversation. I mean, you can actually get just a little bit more in-depth information about who you're talking to. And it starts with that profile. See, one of the things I encourage my clients is to make sure that they have a professional picture and a banner, on their profile page, because that's the branding process. So this is how now we're going to connect all this conversation that we've been talking about, and then master it to our brand. But here's the thing about it is, I don't know if we talked about the gas station. Remember when I walked up there and I met this gentleman at the gas station? That's kind of where the conversation starts. When you go to LinkedIn, it's kind of the same thing. It's like opening up the door. Hello. But when they see your profile, you want them to be able to still continue the conversation down. As they look at your profile, you want them to be able to have a conversation with you, an engaging conversation. They're like, oh my God, look at this person. This is amazing. I cannot wait to connect with this person. But we have to make sure that when we're opening up that profile, that the communication is clear, concise, that they understand who we are, what we do, and how we can help them in their business or help them solve their problem. But it starts with having a professional headshot and a professional banner. I know that there are a lot of people think about, oh, I'm gonna just take this selfie. The world is beautiful and you can have this beautiful selfies, but if it's not a professional selfie, don't put it on your profile. Just don't do it. Also, we want to make sure that we have a current picture. A lot of times we have taken a professional picture maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and we still have that same picture on our profile page. No. Just like I'm going to go back to the gas station. When I met that gentleman and I talked to him, he saw me in person as I am today. And when people do business with you, they want to be doing business with the person that they see today. So make sure that you keep your information updated and current. It's just like anything you would do on Facebook or Instagram. You have to make sure that you keep it updated. And also, when we're talking about updating, you got to make sure that you keep your contact information updated. That is huge. A lot of times when a professional comes onto your page, they're not going to, if they can't find your information or if your information is not correct, they're not going to go to any other social media. They're just not, because their time is more valuable. They're going to be thinking that you really don't want to do business if you cannot get your information updated. So that includes your phone number, your website. If you have any type of videos, anything of that nature, you want to make sure that you keep it updated. You want to make it easy as possible for someone on that platform to be able to connect with you. Remember, we want to open up the doors of communication. And we want to, when they open up that door, when they click on that profile, we want all of our information to be current. We want everything to be spot on. And now we want to talk about even at the highlights. Just think, when you look at your LinkedIn profile, another way, if you've done something amazing, in that little strip where it says highlights, you could put videos, posts, things of that nature that you have done. So when people look at your profile, a lot of times they may not look at the about section. They may not go any further down. Some do, some don't. But if you can give something real quick to them that they can see right at the beginning of who you are and what you do, then they're more apt to make an appointment with you. They're more apt to call you. They're more apt to send the information to you, say, hey, can I connect and be a part of your network? So in doing that, make sure that it's all professional. You put in some nice professional videos. Your post is very professional. It tailors to what you do and how you can help those. But it's easy highlight. Because see, what happens is when you get ready to make a post out, you want to make sure that your post is professional. But what happens is it's just like any other algorithms. It doesn't stay there, not unless you get enough impressions and enough comments. And we could talk about that at a later time. But you want to make sure that you make it so easy for a prospect on LinkedIn to find you or to connect with you. We want to make sure that we use the keywords in our description. Things that, if you're looking to be for someone to whatever industry that may be in, go search the industry. Go search that industry and look at some of the other people's profile. Look at some of the keywords that they're using. So now you can use that into your introduction. A lot of times we don't take the time to do the research. We have to do the research and make sure that when we're actually putting ourselves out there, we're branding ourselves. This is a part of our brand. And we have to be consistent with our brand as we go through LinkedIn, but make sure that you put that information out there. But do your research. Look at other people. I'm trying to get into this industry. What is some of the key things? Let me go through about maybe 5 or 10 people and see what some key things that they're talking about. See if that's something that relates to what I'm doing, and pick out some of the key words to it. Next, as we're talking about posts, you want to make sure that that your post is engaging, is asking a question. Remember, we talked earlier about networking and how do we engage in that? It's the same way with LinkedIn. We always have to constantly keep the communication going. Networking is constantly. LinkedIn is a part of networking. Figure out ways to engage. Figure out ways to ask that question. Get advice. Do a survey. Do a poll. Do something to get your audience or your network to engage with you. Make it irrelevant. Make it valuable. Make it something that is current. Something that they'd be like, I never thought about. Get them curious. I mean, and even at the question could be the polls. What do you think about X, Y, and Z? How many people would do this? Or how, there's different ways you can make polls, but just get the information to where they're communicating with you. Now, I always talk about in LinkedIn, when you're talking about communication and networking, we want to be able to generate some leads. And that's why a lot of time people on LinkedIn do not want to use LinkedIn, because they feel like it's not as effective for them. But if you have a platform that has 810 million users on it, it's beneficial for you. But you just got to figure out the ways to do that. And Tapped In Magazine and their community can help you do that. But one of the things I say, when you actually are going through your feed, you open up your feed in the morning, you'll see tons of LinkedIn things going on. What you want to do is just whatever you find that's irrelevant, you want to like, comment, and share. We hear that all the time. When someone asks you to come onto their platform, they say, would you like, comment, and share this video? Share this out with someone. And that's what we want to do. Even on LinkedIn, you want to like, comment, and share. The good thing about it is, here's how we're going to start the conversation. Once you like and share that comment, and whatever your comment is on that post, it immediately goes to that person's feed or to their notifications. Once it goes to their notification, they're going to take the time to open up your window, open up that door of your LinkedIn profile and be like, like, I'm curious, you know, the fact one that you made a comment. And when you make a comment on someone's LinkedIn, we're getting rid of the emojis. Get rid of those emojis, the 100s, the hearts, you can include that into your comment, but do not just leave, you know, a heart, a thumbs up. Get rid of those emojis, because that's not showing the prospect that you're trying to connect with that you took the time to look at their profile, that you took the time to look at their message. You want to make sure that you're really putting some thought into the comment that you're leaving. Believe me, they will love it. They will see that you took the time. And even when you're looking at someone's profile before you get ready to make a comment, I mean, take a time to look and see what they have. Look and see, you know, what they like, what their interests are, who, and how you do that is you're going to be able to tell by the type of post that they've liked. It's really easy to find out all their activity on LinkedIn. You could go in there, find out, you know, who they've liked, who they've posted, who they've shared. And then that can give you kind of a gauge to see if this is your ideal client, if this is somebody your products or services can help. Or if not, you can look at the type of people that are connected to them and say, you know, they have X, Y, and Z in their profile. I mean, that are a part of their network. I wonder if they wouldn't mind doing a soft introduction for me. See, there's so many ways, so many things that you could do with LinkedIn that can generate thousands of leads for you, generate thousands of income for you. We just got to make sure that we're using it effectively and efficiently. But when we're talking about posting on someone else's post, make sure you do your research, do some thorough research, go through it, look at what they have to say, look at what they've been doing, see how you can be a part of what they're doing, and then make your comment. Once you make your comment, don't do a one sentence, try to do at least 2 or 3 sentences. Don't just do like, okay, this was really great. You know, I agree with you. You know, again, if you agree with them, tell them why you agree with them or how you feel like this could be a good whatever to the community or to other people who are a part of that. Just find different ways to start that conversation. It's all about the engagement. How do I engage with you? How do I keep the conversation going? They'll get it in their notification. And once they get it in their notification, they're going to look and be like, oh my God, they made a really thorough comment on my post. Let me go take a look at them. Look at their profile. They'll look at your profile. They'll see all the information in your profile. And if it resonates with them, they'll make a comment. But they'll also, if it doesn't resonate, they can maybe even give you a referral at that time. The conversation is going to go back and forth. They'll say, thank you for, you know, commenting on my post. I really appreciate it. They'll give you those 2 or 3 line sentence. And you know when somebody's looked at your profile without just giving that emoji, that thumb up, is because they took the time to make a 2 or 3 line comment. See, when people take the time to look at what we're doing, it's so important. You definitely want to keep them in your star profile in your LinkedIn. Because when people take the time, then that means that they're going to eventually share. If they don't share it now, they're going to eventually share your information. That means they like something, what you have done on your profile or the post that you're making. Also, we want to talk about when you do that, even if it's just a picture, give a description of the picture. Tell how the picture made you feel, you know, or what that picture's about. If it's a cause, talk about the cause and maybe how the cause has been able to help someone else in the community. And share. It does not hurt to share. A lot of times I hear, well, you know what? I don't want to be sharing other people's posts. Well, here's what I say to that. All this stuff is too juicy to keep to ourselves. Remember I said at the beginning, you know, as being entrepreneurs, we can't do this thing by ourselves. It's like a village. And that village is going to take all of us coming together, all of us collaborating together. So it's okay to share somebody else's post. It's okay. You just want to make sure that when you're sharing, it's the right post, that it is relevant to what you're doing, it's relevant to in your space. You know, you can relate to what's happening because of whatever that post may be, you can relate to it. You know, you may have had a client that's done it before or something of that nature. You want to be able to And if it is a client, it's even better, because now you can talk about, you have a client that's experienced something similar to that. Because while we're doing all of this, we still have to be highlighting our clients. It's not about us, it's about the next person. I always say when we go to networking events, we're not networking for ourselves, we're not networking for the next person. But even if you have a client that can relate to some of that message, you don't have to say the client's name, but you can reference to, you've had a client that's went through this before. You had a client who's experienced this. Or here's a quote from a client of mine. This would be a perfect quote from a client, because we want to highlight our clients along the way of what we're doing. So just make sure that we take the time to really, be to do our due diligence when it comes to LinkedIn, because there's so many opportunities. The platform is, you have unlimited access, and you can do some amazing things with that. And LinkedIn keeps continuing to update and bring new things to its platform that can be able to help you expand and broaden your base, your network. You want to be able to get into your inbox. I know on my handy dandy phone, a lot of times I get, 9 people reviewed your profile today, or 15 people reviewed your profile. Believe me, those are leads, because I've opened up the door. People looked at my profile, and now they can have a communication with me. They can have a conversation with me. See, if they wasn't looking or hadn't thought about, getting into a magazine or a publication to be able to expand their business, now they can see that they can do it. Because I not only have highlighted myself, but I highlight the people who are part of my publication. That's the cool thing about it. Because when you can show that you've done some amazing things for someone else, and when someone else opens your profile, then they can see what you've done, then it's automatically a magnet. It just becomes a magnet. And then they start to now want to connect with you on a whole nother different level than how it would be if you were to go to a networking event. Remember, networking, we're building relationships. We're trying to find, that know, like, and trust factor. We got to marinate it. We got to marinate that relationship before we can get to that point. We don't know a whole lot about that person, but we'll eventually get to, because we're going to sit there and we're going to build that relationship, and we're going to marinate it. LinkedIn, you're going to find out just a little bit more about people. You're going to find out, where they work, how long they work, what they've been doing. Are they best-selling authors? Do they host conferences? Are they speakers? Is it a speaking platform? You're going to find out so much more about that person. And that's another perfect opportunity to interact with LinkedIn. Once you find the key to doing LinkedIn, it becomes so much easier. It just becomes so much easier for you to be able to navigate and to build leads and to build relationships, to get those impressions. When you make a post, you want to be able to know that people are looking at it. And you can go back and see who those people is that looked at your post. And if they didn't make a comment, if you have some time, go back and say, thank you for, stopping by to look at my post. I hope it was something that was so, engaging to you that maybe they could help you, or maybe one of your clients. Boom, that's it. I'm not selling anything. Hey, just thank you for taking time to stop by and look at my post. A lot of times you can do LinkedIn 10, 15 minutes, just quickly go through there. If you have a strategic plan of how you can get through there, that could be a part of your 10 things before 10. I have this concept that at the beginning of the day, let's do 10 things.
Dr. Price.
Oh,
that was wonderful. Oh, there was. You ought to see my nose. I was like, wait, what was that?
Well, I didn't. Oh, well, you know what? I love networking. I believe the power of networking is amazing. I could talk about it all day long, and I could break it down into so many different components. But I just know from my previous clients, once you kind of get into that swing, they'll be like, okay, I didn't think of to do it this way. It's really easy, but I think a lot of us make it a little bit more complicated.
Well, you've done a wonderful job. Again, information that we will be applying to our current strategies. And Dr. Price, I really do thank you so much for being a part of this day.
Yes. I would just like to leave one comment. Again, like I said, I am the editor-chief and publisher of Tapped In magazine. You can definitely reach me. We do every other month a subscription, again, like we do for men, women, speakers, and authors. We're looking coming up for Mother's Day. We would love to be able to highlight some beautiful, amazing women entrepreneurs. But go to tappinmagazine.org. That's TAPIN magazine.org.
Thank you. Genius is coming. I will see you on the other side, everyone.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.